Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to the 6G Podcast, EBH1. Check it out. We got some new merch. Yep. Check the hoodie. Doc, you want to sell it?
Yeah, I mean, we out here. We out here with that new merch.
No. Wait. Oh, pause in the cause. Before we do this, how y'all gonna leave me out like that? I need some merch. Y'all gonna sit there be repping there. You got y'all gear on and stuff. Yo, that's crazy.
This your first time on the show. Y'all
I know. I gotta give you some merch though. Nah, but that CD merch, y'all just go cop that.
We're gonna get you some merch. We're gonna get some merch for you. You know what I mean?
Go cop that though.
Yeah, gotta get that. You know, I'm gonna set up the store real soon.
But we out here with it.
But as of right now, you can just reach out to my people, Tiani Robinson, on Facebook, and she is the designer of all this. You know, got the EBH1 hat, all red with the silver. You know what I mean? Black and red.
I feel like this comment is really like towards me. Like
black and red. That rated comment was definitely
that Capricorn shit.
Then we got my bro Doc. He rocking the 6G Podcast hat. With the black and white, and got the white and black EBH1 hoodie. It's gonna be coming out, and we got some for the ladies as well because we have pink and silver. Because we gotta have something for y'all.
Gotta have something.
Y'all always gotta be included. So we gotta have something for y'all. I'm not gonna be that bad about it. But today I thought I was gonna have like a show that was gonna be a little more stacked than it is right now, but consequences happen. So had to call on the audible. I like
it. That's what we do, though. That's what we do. We keep the show moving.
Had to call the audible, and I called out one of my fam. You know what I mean? The boy.
We just had to Patrick Mahomes this thing. You know what I mean? Sorry.
No,
sorry, Eagles fans.
Keep that pistol on tuck. Wait.
Sorry, Eagles fans.
Yo. Get that pistol on tuck. Wait, we ain't waiting for the kill shot yet.
Yeah, no. That was a warning shot right there.
I see all y'all at the parade over in Philly. Oh, wait.
You ain't see me at nothing. You already know how that go.
Like they told me the parade was this week. I'm trying to find out what time it start. You know.
Listen, at the gig, it was so many people that did not show up the next day at work.
Yo, where's
ball? Oh, absolutely. Ain't nobody want to hear from me.
Yo, where that Eagle jersey at? Yo, where that Eagle hat at? Yo, where that keychain go?
Ain't nobody want to hear from me.
He said where that keychain at? Yo, for real, bro.
I wanted all the smoke. I didn't even care.
The funny part was because niggas took stickers off their cars. One DC was all dirt in the Eagle outline.
Yep.
There's always next year, fellas. There's always next year.
You know what? They should have called Nick Foles. I know for a fact he could have. I know for a fact he could have threw that Hail Murray longer than 35 yards.
Excuse me, did I say that out loud?
They should have made a phone call to Vic like, all right, look, we forgive you.
Man, you got. They should have pulled Jalen to the side and said, "Yo, you got to sit this one out, bro. We got to throw this ball far."
This motherfucker right here, I'll probably be like for family members. It's cool.
It is what it is. I'll be the black sheep.
That's cool.
Black sheep, and please.
Here, fat boy.
Always play that position.
Yo, I just like how I had a whole plate full of chips. I'm on the phone having a conversation, and you keep transferring my chips to your plate and eating them. You keep saying fight, like I won't hook you.
Because he's trying to tell you, like he said, he's telling you overstepping your bounds with them chips.
No, look at my plate now.
Yeah, he's trying to tell you overstepping.
Right. And they're gonna
he said he's coming for his. He want his chips with dip.
You, bro. He eating for two.
Tell him you want your chips, right?
Chips.
Say,
give me them chips, right?
I've never been bullied by children before. This is crazy.
Get used to it, man. Get used to it.
Oh, shoot. You know what? I gotta do this real quick.
What's that?
Gotta give a belated birthday shout out to my daughter. She is now 13.
That's right. Happy birthday, princess.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them gray hairs coming in a little bit clearer now, ain't they?
No, they not. I'm bald, bro.
I see them chin hairs.
Hey, that's wisdom. That's wisdom from other things.
That's not wisdom. That's not wisdom. That's stress.
Nope, I don't stress. Never stress. Never stress. Never stress. Stop telling my business, bro.
I'm just saying. You ain't have them before.
Stop telling my business.
I'm just saying. You ain't have them before.
I'm getting wiser. That's all this is. I'm only getting wiser.
Uncle Willie's son.
You know?
Actually, I'm Uncle Willie's nephew, but you know.
R.I.P.
Yeah, respect Willie.
Dang, yo. You know what I wish I could grab right now? Marky. This would be so much fun with him on.
It'd be cool to have him on. It'd be cool if we get the one on.
Thanks.
Let me see if I can arrange something real quick. Let me just see.
Yo, catch another chip.
He said take another chip.
No, for real. Like, I have my own chip. I can count those with my hands now.
Bro, it's what comes with being.
What? Fight? Excuse me. Can you somehow block out the video? No.
Oh yeah. No fighting kids. No fighting kids. I'm gonna put you in the background real quick.
Gonna get my off-camera body shot.
Look, I'm putting him off real quick. So we're gonna do that so he can do this thing real quick.
Put the ground.
All right, you back. I let you off real quick. I let you in the background.
All right, you don't need to catch my case, but still.
Put you in the green room real quick. Oh, and shout out to all the people that have donated to my boy Jay Henderson as far as the clothing drives go. His number's still at the bottom of our screen. We still need more clothes to help out the people that are less fortunate.
Yeah, come out on pockets,
That's that, you know. Giving a little bit does actually go a long way. But
yes, it does.
I know that story very well. Yep, give me $5. Let me hit the casino. I bet you I'll come back with a $1,000. I'm coming back with at least $1,000.
That's good. Fight.
But yeah, you know, I guess today's just barbershop talk. I guess it just, as I titled it, I guess it's just us.
Hey, I mean, you know.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
I mean, a lot of things are happening this week.
A lot has happened.
You know what I didn't make mention of last show?
What was that?
It's Black History Month.
Huh?
It's Black History Month.
It is, isn't it?
Of it.
Right.
It's the end, but I never made mention of it. It's crazy. And I heard in Florida they are now limiting their Black history teaching to Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey.
Hold up. If we're gonna bring that subject up, I know. I'm just saying if we're gonna bring this up, let's peel the layers back. I'm still doing a little bit more research on this whole topic.
Okay, so we'll come back to it another time.
Well, no, from what I understand as of right now, everybody's getting mad at DeSantis and his reasoning for why he's taking the stand that he's taking is the African American studies that he received dealt with a lot of LGBTQ topics. And his whole thing was, wait a minute, why are you trying to involve that into something that's separate from that? So his whole thing is we're not gonna gel it all together as if both of those are the same. They're not. So they were trying to force the LGBTQ studies into African American studies, and he didn't want that. He said, if we're going to do African American studies, let's stick to African American studies. Now, you know, some people argue that, well, hey, there's African Americans who are part of that community, which he says, yeah, that's true, but you can't separate. Yeah, you can't separate LGBTQ issues by race. because that encompasses a lot of people. So you can't say, let's talk about this too, when that isn't about that.
It's directly related to us. Like, nah.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been saying this for a while now. My biggest issue with Black Lives Matter is I love the premise. I love what they stood for when it first started. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Those that were lost, you know what I mean? That basically was the foundation to that movement getting off the ground and picking up momentum. You know what I mean? There was a bunch of African-American males that were unjustly gunned down and this, that, and the third. And that's what started that. But my issue now is we've gotten away from that and it has become simply an LGBTQ issue now. You know what I mean? Like, where are they at when the gentleman that just was gunned down by the police officers? I can't remember his name on top of my head for some odd reason. It's leaving me. Tyler Nichols, I think his name is. But he was just good. Yeah, I gotta look it up. I might be off a little bit. But the 5 officers that took his life, we haven't heard anything from BLM. We haven't heard anything on that subject. So it's like, I don't
know if we're talking about the same one, but Black Lives Matter, the whole movement, like you said, was supposed to be for the support and everything and the fair treatment of Black lives. Well, I guess within like a newer era now, like Black Lives Matter, like we didn't have the NAACP, but when the officers of Memphis beat the guy to death, I don't want to say his name wrong. Yo, when you say a mind-blowing moment when they showed the lineup of the officers, and they're all brothers, they're all
Tyree Nichols.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, we're on the same thing because I watched that whole clip, the whole everything, like, and the way, when you say, in my opinion, he got beat worse than Rodney King. They beat that man worse than Rodney King.
Well, he died, so definitely, you know.
They beat him worse than Rodney King. Yeah, like, you see the graphic footage, and it wasn't even on body camera. The camera that caught the most graphic footage was a camera that was on the light post on the corner, and looking at them and watching them line him up for these shots and throwing haymakers and grabbing nightsticks and beating him and kicking him in his. And then when the ambulance showed up and they all is like basically parlaying, having a conversation, and he keep tipping and falling over, like they keep trying to sit him up. He's unconscious, out of his mind. They keep forcing him to sit up straight. He can't hear y'all. Y'all done beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. And the crazy part is apparently it just came out. It just came out today that I think was it this morning? There were 2 other officers that didn't even report that they were there.
Right.
There were 2 other officers that didn't report. Yeah. They didn't report that they showed up on the scene. So now that's coming into play. But that's my issue right there is that anything. When you have a movement that is supposed to be for the advancement of a people, you're supposed to speak out on all aspects. If you Black Lives Matter, you're supposed to speak out when the police do us wrong. You're supposed to speak out when we do ourselves wrong. You're supposed to speak out. But it's gotten to the point where now the only time they speak out is when it's an LGBTQ issue. They don't speak on us. And the funny part about that is, I was just talking to my boy, and we were talking about a story where these two white guys adopted these 2 kids. One was 11, and I believe the other one was 9. Okay. And they adopted them, and they were sexually assaulting them.
SA.
They were SA. They were raping them, which is, take the G off, and you can understand what I'm saying with that.
Yeah. Got it.
And then they were basically pimping these kids out. I haven't heard anybody from that community speak out against that. I haven't heard anybody from that community condemn those actions. So my thing is that, and that's why, like I'm like I said, the original premise of Black Lives Matter had to do with Freddie Gray, had to do with Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. Even Sandra Bland. That's what that movement was built on. Correct me if I'm wrong, and no disrespect, but none of those 5 that I just named are part of the LGBTQ community. So if your movement is built off of those 5 who have nothing to do with that community, why are you now ignoring them? Because you got $90 million in donations. Their family should be taken care of. They family should be taken care of. Y'all made Breonna Taylor t-shirts, and her mom is on TV saying, "I haven't seen a dime of that money. Y'all making money off my daughter's death. Where's my money at?" So it's like that's why I get like the original premise. I was with them, but once it got to be like all this, like that has nothing to do with what we started. We started because of this. That has nothing to do with this. They not getting gunned down in the street. I'm quite sure there's probably members of the LGBTQ community that have been, but we haven't. It's not being reported on like that. But we are being reported on. So why aren't those families being taken care of? Why is BLM not speaking out more on, I guess you could say, heterosexual African American issues? Because the only time they speak out is when it's from that community, and it's like, yo, they got. And this is something I wanted to say before I turn it over. This is why I said. This is why the last time we were on, I kept bringing up responsibility to the collective. If we have a movement like we had the world's attention with Black Lives Matter. We made Nike bend the knee. We made the NFL bend the knee. These are multi-billion-dollar conglomerates, and they said, Black people, we hear you. How can we help? They donated millions of dollars. They made sure that when you turn on the NFL, you see end racism in the end zone. Black Lives Matter in the end zone, jerseys that had those same slogans on them and everything like that. So how do we get from that to only speaking on LGBTQ issues? How is it that group that was formed off the blood of dead innocent Black people that have nothing to do with that community turned into an issue, a rallying cry for that community, and we've been left behind? Whereas we should have stuck together and said, hold on, we understand that community has issues that need to be addressed, but right now, we got to take care of us first. We're not in a position to cover their issues. We have to take care of us first. That's what we never do. We allow people to come in and take the momentum from our movements, off of our pain, off of our struggles, and then they take it to their own and they keep it moving. The LGBTQ community is, they're powerful.
A whole different way than what it was about originally.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you with that because there's so many platforms, so many strong platforms that we have laws like that because we weren't firm on where we started off from the get-go, like you said, and then swung a whole entire different way.
Yeah, exactly. If we stood up and said, "We hear y'all, LGBTQ, we hear y'all, but we got to get it. We got to get us together first. Then we'll come over and help you out because we're an inclusive people." We're very inclusive. We always show up when everybody else has an issue.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
But you know what I mean? When we have our issues, we scream out, hey, we're having an issue. We need help. Other people will come over, but if it's not the right people, if it's not the right group, we shun them. That's why I tried to say at the beginning, when we were marching through the streets, we had white people walking with us hand in hand because white people said, you know what, you guys are right. This is wrong what's happening to you. But the moment that the rioting and looting and the burning of buildings started, if you notice, after that, white people were like, yo, we didn't sign up for that.
Not slaying white people, but they only really care when something happens. On a daily basis, y'all not waking up like, what can we do to help these people? No, y'all don't give a fuck. It's kind of like,
that's the thing because
it kind of get like, back in the day, sorry, I'll sharpen this. You know what I mean? You show up when shit, you know what I mean, pop off, but on a daily basis, like, what's up? You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying, because
I'm cool, y'all want to show up and, you know what I mean, try to show a little love, but you only try to show a little love when shit get real drastic. On a daily basis, it's nothing. So, like, kind of miss me with that. I mean,
there's a famous quote, and I don't want to butcher this, but I'm probably going to butcher it. I can't remember who said it. It goes, change will come when those who are unaffected are more outraged than those who are. So what I'm saying is, just like you just said, white people woke up and said, whoa, this is wrong. They didn't notice it before. They didn't pay attention because it didn't affect them. But then they finally saw it because now we live in an age of technology where everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody's got a video on their cell phone. So then they start seeing it and they're like, yo, they weren't joking. Like, they really are being mistreated. So what ends up happening is they said, hey, listen, we're here. How can we help? So now they're marching hand in hand with black people. They're marching through Ferguson. They're marching through Minneapolis, Minnesota, and all that. They're marching with us. But then what ends up happening is you have their attention and you allow people to come in and hijack your movement. You allow people to come in. You're doing it peacefully. As a group, you're doing it peacefully. But then there's a group of people that comes in and they say, well, we're going to start looting. And instead of you coming out and saying, hey, we condemn those actions, that's not what we're about. Do not put us in the same category as those people. They need to go do their own thing. If that's what y'all want to do, because I put it to you like this, I said it before. When Malcolm X was leading the Muslims through the streets, if there was any Muslims that decided to take that momentum and do something else with it, he would have stopped it right there and said, yo, whoa, that's not what we doing. If that's what you want to do, go start your own movement. But that's not what we doing. If Martin Luther King was marching through the streets and somebody decided to fight back, he would have pulled that brother to the side and told him, hey, we're doing this the peaceful way. Right, we want America to see that we haven't done anything. We just want our rights. So if that's what you want to do, you start your own movement. Right. But the moment you start participating in violence,
that too. Yeah, that's a strong point right there. Because like you said, if them two like strong figures was alive today, like you said, and that movement was in continuation, you was to going on in any one of their movements, you was not going to act outside of whatever that movement consisted of.
Exactly. You got to stay in line.
You know what I mean? I get you 100. Yeah, that's real.
Like you got to think about it. The moment
you'd have been dismissed with the quickness, but now, now it's like everything ever changing, and it just went way left.
Yeah, because think about it. The moment those riots started, white people were like, whoa, we not with this. And they dropped off. The moment they dropped off, the rest of the world said, see, that's why we don't want to help. This is why we don't want to do nothing. Because look what they do.
Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but I agree with you, and I kind of mourn Black Lives Matter now because don't you know we will never, ever, like, not never, ever, choo-choo, bang another block. Go play over there. Go play. They're using the phone. Yo no sono teléfono, agora você entra até ahora. Serio. All right, but anyway, but it's because it's going to be so hard. Like you said, when America paused, everybody was looking like, and we grabbed America's attention. That launching platform for right then and there, you know how much harder it's going to be now. It's like the boy who cried wolf type of shit.
There you go. What I mean? There you go.
That's what it's going to be now. Like, oh yeah, now y'all crying wolf again. Like, nah, we was serious when we said it.
Yeah,
we were serious over the year. We've been serious. We've been saying it for years. I was saying that Black Lives Matter started when we were serious. We've been serious.
Yeah,
but we gradually had their attention right then and there,
and that's when we could have did the most damage. And that's what I'm saying. Because if you look at every group in America that fights for something, they stay organized. The LGBTQ is organized. Asian American groups are organized. Indian American groups are organized.
I agree. The LGBT community is so organized. If you say something about a lie, you could dare to get prosecuted.
There you go. There you go.
Like the Jews, like, good God, like
you see how that's going. So it's like, how is it that
shit's so
Kyrie Irving? How is it that somebody like Kyrie Irving, who has donated money to the WNBA to pay for player salary in the WNBA to help them stay afloat during the pandemic, has given money to different charities, has paid money to different African Americans who have been killed, paid for funerals. You know what I'm saying? He's given a lot money, and he's donated money that went towards water to people who didn't have water, running water. He's done all that. The moment he said he didn't even say anything. He posted a link to a movie and he got canceled. You see what I'm saying? So that's when you are that organized, that's the type of results you get, because you can't say nothing about me. The moment you say something about me, we so organized, watch what we do. You canceled now. You see what I'm saying? They made him have to go jump through hoops just to get back on the court.
And you know what's a shame though? You know what's a stronger standing movement that you would get prosecuted and damn near executed for more than killing a black person? Talking about Beyonce, the Beehive will kill you.
How
the hell is that movement stronger than the movement of a whole people?
Because at the end of the day, no matter what people say about Beyonce, her fans are organized. Her fans have authority. Her fans are inclusive.
You talking about Beyonce? They're coming to your house and drag you out the house. You tell them that somebody got killed and run down the middle of the street unjustly, and they be like, "Oh, damn, that's a shame."
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. If we got on one accord and we said, yo, enough of this violence, enough of this. If we stopped everything that's going on amongst ourselves and said, we're going to stand together, we are responsible for $3 trillion that goes towards the economy.
Right.
$3 trillion we're responsible for. And we have, what do we really have to show for it?
Absolutely
ain't no laws being passed.
Nothing.
You get what I'm saying? Like, think about it like this. I'm not sure the exact number, but I believe it's less than 10% of the population fits into the LGBTQ community. Less than 10%.
Right.
Look how much they have gotten done.
How much influence they got? Their old days and man, it's wild.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm not sitting over here going to say like I'm not. How would you say bashing them? You know what I mean? Coming at them.
Yeah,
like,
it's nothing against them. They're doing it the right way.
As like I mean, like, how would you say it?
Like the way I look at it is like this: I could never bash them.
The words. This is a comparison. My bad. There we go. It was escaping for a second. Reason. This is a comparison of just the movement. Not saying there's nothing wrong with the LGBT community, all that, none of that shit.
You live how you want to live.
Nah, but just at the same time, though, you have to realize, like you said, with like the topic at hand, as far as how strong movements are being neglected while other movements are being pushed forward and is neglecting the whole, as in y'all just protecting a particular section.
Like you look at the civil rights movement, right? That was so strong that the government got involved to try to break that up. You look at the Muslim movement, the Nation of Islam under Malcolm X.
Right.
They were so strong that the government got involved to break that up.
Right.
They're not trying to break up the LGBTQ community. They're not trying to break up the Asian community. They're not trying to break up nobody else.
On the road, they would love to push that agenda. Why? Because governmentally and factually, they intimidated by the black man. So what more to push than try to say like, oh, the black mans are fags, they soft, and I mean, type shit like that. They would rather push that agenda than a movement where they got strong black men standing up for their race and we want to be heard. We got something to say. We want some justice or something to be moved. You know what I mean?
And this is what I'm saying. When I said last week, I said, yo, when you remove the man from the home, it's easier to break up the community because the man is that line of defense that says, no, my home is good. I provide for my home. My woman is taken care of. My kids are taken care of. And she's supposed to stand right next to him and say, yes, we are good here.
She ain't got to worry about nothing bad up. I got my nephew, my son here. That's what we do.
Exactly.
And it's crazy how that's not more represented because not only that's what we do, but so many of us do it on a regular basis. So many of us that don't get that scope don't get put on that. You know what I mean? We don't get that scope on that. We get the scope on all the bullshit.
And that's why I had a conversation with somebody about I had a conversation with somebody on Instagram because they were basically praising Tyler Perry because he created his own studio. And I said, I can't get behind that.
For that though, because he came for you gotta give him his props for that only because he's a black man in America. He came his way, and he is what he has done and accomplished in his life and his career is a big thing. So for that, yeah.
But here's the thing, though.
Never hate on that. Facts.
But here's the thing, though.
But I know where you're going, brother. Go ahead. Yeah.
Answer me this, though.
You right.
How did he get there?
By dealing with the other race. Support
No. He did it by playing off of stereotypes of black people.
Right. I got you. Yeah. But yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you good now.
Popularity grew.
Exactly. Yeah, you good now. Just like and think about what you just said about the black man being in a dress.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So my thing is this: we praise him, and it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me. A little side nugget here. It's so funny to me that we had that year that they call Oscar So White because no black person was nominated for an Oscar, and I'm saying that's the same year that Will Smith did Concussions, and Will Smith was great in that movie.
Right.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute, who did y'all go see instead of Will Smith? Oh, that's right. Y'all went to the Medea movie. So instead of supporting Will in one of his finest moments of acting, y'all went to go see the Coonery Buffoonery. Really? So because when you look at the Oscars, it's not just the performance of the actor that gets looked at. It's how did that movie do in theaters? That's what they look at. You could be a great actor, but if your movie didn't sell, they like, well, listen, you ain't sell no tickets.
Right.
So what we should have did was we should have said, yo, let's go support Will. Let's go see Concussions. Whether you like it or you don't like it, let's go see that. Because we know what Medea is. We know what that movie is. The same concept every time. Yes. I'm a busted cap in the po-po. I don't know a lot of elderly women that talk like that. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I've never had any elderly people in my family that talk like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, why is it that every time he does those movies, he plays the ghetto granny? And y'all go support that?
Right, yeah.
But Will Smith gets the performance of a lifetime in Concussions, and nobody showed up for it. And then when they don't nominate him for an award, y'all go, oh, they just racist. No, y'all just not supportive.
Right.
Y'all just not supportive. They not going. Yeah. Tyler Perry's not getting nominated for no award. He's not getting, because they look at those movies as the stereotypical movie, so they don't nominate that movie.
Look at the niggas. But a movie like niggas do.
Yeah, but when Will Smith does the movie he does,
it's entertainment, but it's not entertainment.
Ninjas.
So what I'm saying is,
yeah, jump in real fast. Hold on, I'm sorry, cause not to cut you off. Cuz been real solid. I know we've been building and talking. You know what I mean, he jumped in, we said something wrong, but still, I still want to hear your thoughts on everything too, though. Cuz, like, what's up?
If I had thoughts, I would have said something. Trust me.
I know. That's why I said.
No, but he want to hear your thoughts.
Real relevant topics right now. Whereas though, like, we building on stuff, but at the same time, you're mine too. You know what I mean? Like,
no, we good. I was just clarifying that. Don't say niggas. Ninjas, you know. But let's say I hope get sponsored. But as far as the subject of Medea and Tyler Perry movie, yeah, I agree. Like, you know what I don't get is
Doc got a strong point on that.
What I don't get. It's been touched. He said already, but our grandmothers, our nanas, our whatever you want to call them. I mean,
we had nanas,
abuelas, all of them. We don't have any abuelas, grandmoms, nanas that act like that. That will go outside talking about some pow, pow, pow. Y'all ends get off my step. Y'all ends getting on my. They ain't our grandparents ain't aiming no gun at us talking about some. Everybody get the hell down. No,
they was trying to figure out who was hungry, who needed something. They was trying to
figure our grandparents were taking care of everyone.
Yes.
I mean,
they were the nurturers and the educators.
Right, they're not the threateners. Like
back then, they upheld. It took a village.
Exactly.
But here's the other part about it. That's what I'm saying.
Here's the other part I got about it, though, and it just in my head, I'm reminded. This new age, their grandmoms are our age.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So, but where did that start happening at? It started happening when you remove the father from the home.
We're not going back to that. Nope. Stay out there.
It always goes back to that.
It always goes back to that. Conversation 2 weeks in a row. We're not doing it anymore. I'm just going to stay. I'm just stating this fact.
You just said something. I'm going to just a quick funny. No, because look, I had Ari in my arms this morning. My sister called me on Messenger. So I had her. She seen it. She gonna say, "That's your granddaughter?" You know, my son 18. I said, "What grandchild? That's my daughter." Who? I'm not ready to be a grandfather. I'm 34 years old. Like you said, that early grandparent shit is not. I'm not at that stage of to be a grandparent.
So
I'm still trying to figure out how to be a good father every day.
Off that point, that's what I'm thinking that Tyler Perry is I don't know, trying to let us see, or he's showing us like this is the grandmother we're headed to in his movies.
I don't think that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
I just think that portraying us a certain way is an easy way to get to the end goal for him. Because think about it, he created that studio, right? We all sat back and said, "Look what Tyler did."
All right, calm down.
But now, ask the people that work at the studio what they're saying about him now. He don't pay us. We're underpaid. He won't let us start a union. Why?
Right.
Why won't you let them start a union? Why don't you pay them well? You see what I'm saying? And that's what we'll sit there and say, he started a studio. He's hiring all black people. And then we go, cool, great, and then we turn our backs and leave it because that's what he did, and we're happy about that. But then we don't come back and do a checkup and say, well, how's everything going? Because y'all can't tell me one movie that came out of that studio yet.
Right.
So hold on.
Right.
He made all these movies. He made all these movies before he got that studio. We ain't heard about a movie he made yet from that studio.
He actually it's kind of like he kind of scalped the idea. He turned into he's the most popular Mrs. Doubtfire.
There you go. And my thing is this: like you look at his TV shows, they're pretty much all the same thing.
Yeah, it is. Like
my
you said,
issue with Tyler Perry movies, like
you want to give us you want to give people, I guess, the audience an in-depth look into how Black lives go. Okay, you said that already. Now it's like you're singing the same old song, like.
Exactly, because he has nothing. He has nowhere to go. He has nowhere to go.
More to us to this drama, violence, and hurt, and all that. Like it's more to Black lives than just that. You can hear something.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. What is the best?
Look at him.
Look at him.
Look. That's a good one.
Hey man. Hey, what's up?
She just got up.
Yeah.
But it's like
don't get me sued by Cuz.
when I look at his movies, I always say this: I love Daddy's Little Girls. I love that movie.
No, I love that movie. Yeah,
because it was it was for the first time, one of the few times in cinema there was a black man fighting for his family. Normally it's the mom. Normally you see the mother fighting for her kids, but this one was a black father fighting for his kids. You don't see that a lot. The other movie I like was The Family That Prays. You know what I'm saying? But the overall theme in a lot of his movies is black women are ratchet, and black men are the worst of the worst.
I'm so tired.
If you look at For Colored Girls, there's not a single story being told in For Colored Girls where a black man didn't do something wrong to a black woman. You got the war veteran who's off his rocker, throws the kids out the window.
Right.
You got the smooth brother that ends up
beating the wife.
You got that. You got the one brother who's down low and gives Janet a disease. You got the other brother. He's just a smooth talker, and he's also a we're gonna use the word grape here. He's a grapist.
Got you. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you.
That's what Raheem from Juice. He ended up raping the girl in the kitchen. So you see what I'm saying? Like every story in that movie was a black man did something horrible to a woman, and it's like, yo, why you look at Diary of a Sex Therapist, the movie with Kim Kardashian and what's her name? I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but the billionaire black guy. He beat on Brandy, and she ended up leaving. And he also gave her a disease. And then he gets this chick, and he starts beating her, and he gives her a disease. So it's like, yo, hold up, man. We are not the worst. We are not the worst of the worst. So why do you constantly portray black men as the worst of the worst?
Excuse me, Chicho.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my issue with him. And you made money off of that narrative. You made money off of black women are ratchet. You made money off of coonery buffoonery. You made money off of black men being the worst of the worst. That's where you made your money. But we support it, though. That's the crazy part. We support it, though. Because we'll go see those movies. That's why I was like, I can't do it. Because I know better.
Yeah.
Push come to shove, majority of black men care about their family.
Facts. Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't all just running out here making babies and not taking care of them.
No, not at all. We don't even play like that.
Like, come on, man. Like, that's just crazy. If you look at the studies, black men are in the homes taking care of their kids. Even when they're not with the woman, they still taking care of their kids. So to try to push that narrative that they don't is ridiculous. But that's not what people care about. They still go see his movies. They still allow him to push that narrative. They still allow him to make his money. Like when somebody like Spike Lee comes across and says, I don't like what he's doing, they call him a hater. Spike Lee
Right,
has done more to advance
like,
black.
nah, it's not that. You gotta really take a real deep look into what I'm saying. Like, I want you to listen with your motherfucking feelings. Like, really listen.
I mean, look at somebody like Spike Lee. Spike Lee has pushed so many more African American actors in cinema.
And you know when it's a good movie, when you can make a movie from a different time period and it's still relevant to today's life culture. What's going on?
There you go.
You know
there you go.
That's a real movie. That's standing still right there.
Like he pretty much put Denzel on the map.
Yeah.
One of our greatest actors, he put on the map. Who has Tyler Perry put on the map? Who has he put on the map?
Nobody. Tyler Perry was more like a second chance type of guy. You know what I mean? Everybody that flopped or whatever went through difficulties, this is your second chance to get back in the spotlight type of thing. It was never he introduced what's the twins' name that played in Daddy's Little Girl? McClain, the little girl. The daughter.
I forgot their names, but
but they played in Daddy's Little Girl. He gave her the first premiere of her acting career, and then she went on to do Black Lightning and everything. Her shit launched from him. So that's one of the tribute to
Tasha Smith
platform. You know what I mean? It was a few.
Tasha Smith came up. Tasha Smith came up.
That he did give a start to, but the majority though was like you said, like actors that have been out of acting that now and just a chance to get back into the acting, and that's what it was. Which is not bad either. Like you said, it's not bad either because he didn't forget about nobody, like left nobody to the wayside.
Which is a good thing, yeah.
Like you say, the overall core of everything that you're getting people to act about though is black negativeness.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm like this. I give them kudos. I give them kudos for giving those people an opportunity. But at some point, you can't always be the ratchet black chick. You can't always be the drug dealer on the show. At some point, you gotta say, "I got a new show." Give them something different to do.
Yeah, like what's up with like that? Now, sad to say, because on a scale. Keep it 100 in comparison, that's more relevant in other ethnicities than ours. I'm not going to say no specific ethnicity because then you know how that would go. But because we're on air, but at the same time though, you know what I mean. Like that's really like minimal in black communities. That's the minimum of our problems. As far as us as a people, we got more problems, like you said, with gun violence and stuff like that. It's all our own self-hatred to deal with, more than just that. I mean, type of things like.
And when you bring that up, I have to speak on this. Whenever there's violence, a white person kills a black person, we bring that to the forefront. And then the response is, well, what about black on black crime? Right. My thing is this, we can't ignore that. Because every time that comes up, we go, oh, here y'all go deflected. No, we can acknowledge that both things are happening. We can acknowledge that both things are happening, but there's one that we can control more than the other. And the one that we can control is the violence in our own community. Yeah. So how about we eliminate that so they can't use that as an excuse?
Like you brought up earlier, and I reiterate that, like you said, with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, when they had their movements, their movement wasn't just how would you say, they didn't just react when something happened. It was they made a standard for everything that was around. Their movement enveloped neighborhoods and the whole community.
There you go.
Everybody acted accordingly and justly to people because of this.
There you go.
Whereas what Black Lives Matter is not no standard how to treat nobody. I never addressed the real issue at hand, which is us killing our own selves. Y'all only there like I was shopping with Jackson when somebody in the spotlight to jump out and be like, oh,
there you go. There you go.
But what about the daily basis?
Yeah. What about because my thing is this.
You know what I mean?
Like, Black Lives Matter raised over $90 million in donations.
All that money. Where did it go?
To them living in. Think about it like this. They raised $90 million. Exactly. But they raised $90 million, right?
You know what I mean?
Like, and then decided to move in neighborhoods surrounded by white people. The very same people they blame for everything, they moved into their neighborhoods.
Yeah, y'all saying that shit, y'all saying they're toasting with it and everything, huh?
You know what I'm saying? They gated communities with money that was collected off the blood of innocent black people that were killed. That's where that money came from.
For the mothers, for the people that lost their children.
There you go.
Where's the support? Where's their conversation?
Tamir Rice's mom should have a check.
Even though, money gains and all that can't compensate the life of one of our people.
Absolutely,
like anybody,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, though, like, where is their ease?
Give
So,
them
like,
something.
oh, let me pay for this. Let me make sure you lay it out.
There you go. There you go.
Like, you ain't gotta ring my doorbell every day to check on you. At the same time, though, you can check on me with a couple bands real fast. That's cool.
Like you think about it. They took $6 million to build a mansion in Calabasas. 6 million. You had nothing bad happen to you, and you spent $6 million on a home.
And you know what's funny? Because even if they didn't say give family particularly or give the money particularly to like them individual families, I think it costs at least probably like at the most $2 million to get your own McDonald's store, your own restaurant. You buy it to your franchise. So with $90 million, you know how many franchises you could have bought and employ black people,
opportunities in the community.
And 90 million could have turned into motherfucking 180 million to 180 million to motherfucking 270 to 270 to motherfucking 360. I don't want to get to do math up in this bitch, but you know what I'm saying. Like, come on now, keep it real.
Thank you. I mean, think about it. Jeff Bezos.
Let's see how we eat.
There you go.
Let's see
Jeff Bezos gave Van Jones $100 million. He said, take this money and do what you need to do to help your community. We haven't heard about anything he has done with that money.
Not a near nutter.
So where's that $100 million at?
Not a near nutter.
Where the $100 million at? That's all I want to know. Everybody looking at me funny when I say these things, but
not even personally for me. I'm joking when I say I ain't seen no check. But personally, not now. But on some real, like, where you got all this, you got a major blessing. You know what I mean? So where is the fruits of that? Like,
they always say, I remember the elders used to say, from tragedy we gain strength. From strength we prosper. Where's the prosper? Where's the prosperity at?
Right.
Because we had the tragedies, right? We banded together. There's the strength.
Right.
Where's the prosperity? Because I only see a handful of people that have benefited off of all this. But where's the prosperity to the collective? Like, you got $100 million. Build a school. Build a school. Dr. Umar Johnson is talking about opening up a school, right? Help him out. Help him get a school.
I wouldn't even build a school, a physical financial institution. Educational institution.
No, but here's what you need, though.
Being able to be mobile with it, you know what I mean? Like, they can sit.
You need a school, though. Because
you have to, these days now, you got to, cater to your audience or your environment. You know what I mean? Which now is millennials, which is technology involved. So more or less, like, a lot of millennials, they don't have the means to be able to be mobile to get to this physical location. But everybody got an iPhone or something. They can log in and get this knowledge, to get these jewels I'm gonna drop on you. I mean, I'm gonna drop them on the way like I'm going on now. I ain't about to be AirPods, God. Nah, I'm y'all talk to you. You know, we from the same way. We come from the same race. You understand what I'm saying to you? You know 1 + 1 is 2. All right, stop playing.
And that's the thing. It's like,
not saying
if you look at
people, but it's a better way to educate our people.
If you look at it, right? Let's put it in perspective. Let's just do a little bit of numbers here. Van Jones got $100 million. Black Lives Matter raised $90 million. That's $190 million. Nike gave Black Lives Matter $10 million. That's $200 million. The NFL pledged $10 million. That's now $210 million. How is it that none of this money is in the black communities to raise it up? But and this is why I have an issue with people that judge the messenger instead of listening to the message. Candace Owens goes out and does the research and finds out a bunch of stuff. What has Black Lives Matter spent their money on? LGBTQ community stuff. They've been building shelters and everything else for LGBTQ people, but that's not what their movement was built on.
Facts.
You know, if I get punched in the face today, right? I'm expecting, when y'all say tomorrow there will be an apology, I'm expecting the apology to come to me.
Tomorrow.
Now, when you go to somebody else and apologize to them, I'm still sitting here going, all right, well, where's my apology? That's cool. You apologized over there, but ain't nothing happened to them. Something happened to me. Why are you apologizing to them and you're not apologizing to me?
Doc, give me a second real fast. Pause real fast. My phone on 9%. I'm gonna go grab the charge real fast. Hook this up. Give me because we talk. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. So how you feeling over there, Dame?
I'm trying to get this lighting right because I've been getting like mad feedback that I'm too dark on some side. So I'm like, let me open up the shade here. I'm gonna get one of them ring things eventually.
I was about to say, look.
Yeah, I gotta get one of those eventually. I was supposed to run out and get one yesterday. Didn't get a chance to because I was running up to get the merch. So yeah.
If you'd have told me, I'd grab one for you.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about it till just a second when I'm looking at the screen. Like, so I decided, I'm going to do this. I got the phone open so I can see what I look like on the actual stream itself. And I don't know, like half my face is gone. So it's like half my face
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I'm like, okay, you can't really see the full features. Oh, he's back?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I had you back to the stream. I'm like,
no. We gonna pause. Who put Breeze up? He had to be you, cuz. I had it in a minute, yeah, but I'm Breeze. Yeah, that's only family know that name, but yeah, before the locks ever Breeze.
But here's what I'll say right now, though, and this cannot be understated. First of all, shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Me?
Who? You, Braids. Shout out to you. Because here's why I say that.
Okay.
We need to see more strong brothers out here taking care of their kids. Because y'all don't get shown like that. And y'all should have a light on you. Because as much of the narrative is that y'all don't take care of y'all kids, here's two examples on my screen. Two fathers that take care of their kids.
No,
you see what I'm saying? So I'm like this. I feel like we are living in times where we need, especially young men, young black men in particular, they need to see what a strong black male is, a strong father is. You see what I'm saying? That's the narrative that doesn't get a light shown on it. It doesn't get portrayed in the media that way. So shout out to y'all for handling y'all business as men.
But I just
wanted to take a moment to say that.
No, I thank you, but at the same time though, I feel as though I really thank you for saying it, but at the same time, I feel as though that shouldn't be shouted out because I feel as though this is what we should do. It's a standard.
Yeah, absolutely.
It should be a regular thing. You know what I mean? It should have to get put on the spot, like, look what we do. They should know, like, this is what we do. Type shit. You know what I mean? I want to change that from, oh, look, they do it to, oh, yeah, we know they do that already.
Yeah.
Type shit. You know what I mean? I want to change that.
You know what?
Because this is what we do. For real.
That definitely touches on a subject of the response you gave to being shout out, and I appreciate what you said too, bro. But like Braids, I'm on the same thing. That's what we should do. But it touches upon something too, because every time the conversation, like when we have conversations about the black man in the family, the black man being, part of what's going on.
Right.
The first thing women say is, well, I do all this by myself. Like, okay, we understand that. And they like, I don't get the credit. You do get the credit. The way your kids are raised up is your credit. Right. The way black men are, like, my kids are raised up. They are doing what they're doing. That's all the credit that I look for.
Right.
Like, my child is a reflection of that's my credit right there. Like,
if you look at it from if you look at it from a societal perspective, right? Let me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
From society.
Hold on, because it's getting a little loud on myself. Hold on.
Okay, good.
It really is. Turn off the Pixar movies.
Oh, I can hear you. Go ahead, though. No, I can hear you. Just hear.
From a societal perspective, how many holidays do men have?
One. Father's Day.
That's it. Now, how many days do women have?
364.
I
There you go.
And sometimes 365 because they want to take Father's Day. Like I'm the man, I'm the mom and the dad. So
you know how they go. I mean,
it's great. The humility that you just displayed is admirable, and anybody should subscribe to that way of thinking that you have. But also take in the fact that it's a narrative that's being written about men and black men in particular that they don't care about their families and they don't look after their kids. And it's one of those things that needs to be changed because it needs to be seen. I used to like people like it's funny. I'm not gonna bring up. I'm not to
cut you off. Not to be changed because you're right. Not to be changed because we used to do it since the beginning of the time. So it needs to be reiterated.
Yes. What I'm gonna say is this, and I'm not gonna bring up everything from the last show, but I just want to speak on this one thing because it's very potent to what we're talking about right now.
Right.
A lot of things I said as far as how we can propel the city of Camden forward is based on the fact that there are so many different programs that go on. Fathers Go Get Your Son, the barbecue that they used to have back in the day. What was it? Sunday Fun Days and stuff like that they used to have.
I miss Fun Days.
None of that stuff.
Hold on, because you're right. And shout out to my bro Lid. Yes, Lid Meet the Browns, Lid Landscaping. Yes, Meet the Browns Landscaping, because he went and put on a whole block out park. So I shut it down, bounce house,
exactly
for the kids. So shout out to you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Facts.
Exactly. It's like those type of things, those positive things are never portrayed in the media. If you ever look at any coverage in Camden, it's always negative.
Right.
But I'm like, I was just at a barbecue where fathers was out there with their sons. Fathers brought their sons and they heard the message. There was a message that was portrayed. There were games, rides, all this stuff that was there. There were local celebrities that came to see those kids and say, hey, listen, I made it. You can too. So it's like that's not being shown, and we're not demanding that the other light of our society be shown. We're not demanding that, and that's why I always say we gotta bind ourselves together and say, hey, enough of that. If you and your neighbor want to argue tomorrow, that's fine. Y'all do that tomorrow. But today we about us. We about us, and until we are good, until us is good, that don't matter. Right. That don't matter because, like I said, y'all aren't being shown in the light that y'all should be shown. You see what I'm saying? There's always a father being locked up because he ain't there. There's always a father locked up because him and the mom don't get along, so he don't care about the kid. Yeah. It's always a single mom on TV talking about something happened and you never see the father. They just had the two kids that got jumped on a bus full of kids, and who do they interview? The mother. And the whole time I'm saying to myself, man, that's messed up. But where's the father?
What?
You see what I'm saying? They never give y'all the light that y'all deserve to have on you. A man who handles his business should always be shown because that gives young men something to aspire to. These men are handling their business. I can too.
That's.
But what do they show? They show everything negative.
You can do it though. Like you said.
Thank you. You see what I'm saying? When you think about advertisement in sports, you saw Michael Jordan take off. The first thing you said, well, if I get those shoes, I could take off too. It's something that as a kid, you see it and you say, I can do that too. So if you show a strong leader in the house, why wouldn't a young man look at that and say, I can do that too?
All them in the NBA now because of Jay. Yeah.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? If you see it, you can achieve it. That's the whole point. We are visual creatures. The visual is always the strongest thing because think about it like this. You can tell a woman till you're blue in the face, I'm sorry, baby, it'll never happen again. I'm sorry, baby, it'll never happen again. But if she see you out there doing dirt, what does she do? She believes what you do instead of what you say.
Right.
What you say can get you a second chance, but what you do is what keeps you in the doghouse.
Find the difference.
Now, if you say, I'm sorry, you never do anything, she's like, okay, he's a man of his word because he ain't out there doing nothing. He learned his lesson. We good now.
Yeah, I've been in that little, that book rule too. Yep.
But you see what I'm saying? For a young man to hear it, it's different than a young man seeing it. So it's like, you know what I mean? Y'all deserve your flowers. At the end of the day, y'all deserve your flowers because y'all out here handling your business.
I don't like the smell of these flowers.
I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no kids. So salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way it is, and like it's sad because I'm gonna say this.
You do, inshallah, he bless you with something. I mean, like at least one of this. They amazing.
I'm like this. I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna come off a certain way, but it's from a place. It's from a very positive place. Black men need their black women to stand up and speak on how good of a man y'all are. Because there's not enough. All you hear is black women saying he ain't this and he ain't that. What about the things he does? What about the positivity that he brings to you? Now, if you got a dude that ain't worth nothing, so be it. But when you got somebody around, even if you're not with that guy, if you're not with that guy, but he's still around, he's still handling his business, raise him up.
Bless you.
Don't use whatever platform you got to keep tearing them down. Raise them up. You see what I'm saying? But it's more he ain't this and he ain't that than there is my man's a good man. Or my kid's father is a great man. We not together, but he's still a great man. It's more he ain't this and he ain't that and he don't handle this and he don't take care. It's more of that than anything else.
Or the most famous thing they like to call us.
Like a bunch of Glorillas.
There you go.
Stallions and city girls. That's what we dealing with these days. That mentality.
Now let's flip it. Let's flip it. How many times do you see a man on TV talking about something? My baby mom ain't nothing. You barely ever see that. You barely ever see that because they will cut his camera off real quick. The moment he says something bad about a woman, he getting cut off real quick.
Exactly. Your sexist, a woman basher, and
there you go.
And that's crazy because even in another sect, the feminist community is more stronger than the whole Black Lives Matter community.
Exactly. Yeah. We've had the pendulum.
Really matter until something happened, but the feminine talk, like you said, talk about a female TV. Don't see them girls don't come for you.
Yep. Like it used to be that all the power and authority lay with the men.
Right.
And then women started saying, we want this. We want our rights. We want this, that, and the third. And little by little, men started acquiescing and saying, all right, cool, we'll give you that. All right, cool, we'll give you that. So instead of us finding common balance and meeting in the middle, now it's going over to their side more than anything. Like you can't think of a right that we have that they don't have. You can't think of a single right that they have that we have that they don't have. Right. They have more rights. They have affirmative action that works in their favor. So it's like there are jobs that they don't have to be that good at, but they still get hired because that job needs more women in the field. So it's not even about the best of the best. It's about we got enough guys now. We need to bring in some women.
You feel the demographic. That's all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So and I think that's kind of disrespectful to women to do it that way. Because you're not hiring them because they're good. You're hiring them just because you want to meet a quota.
Like
you think about it, if you get a job, if you as a guy, if you get a job that you weren't good enough for, you're gonna get humbled real quick and be like, man, how did I get this job? I can't keep up with nobody. And that's when somebody will pull you to the side and tell you, well, they needed you because they had a quota to meet. And what happens then? You go, well, man, I shouldn't be here then.
Who's that?
She finally made it, huh?
Because your brother didn't send me the link.
Listen,
wow!
You are the co-host. I swore you automatically had the link.
Now we whole retrospect because now you got knowledge, understanding, and overstanding. Full circle, full cycle now because now we have also an opposite sex viewpoint about to come in on the topics that we've been talking about. This is about to get real good.
Not the only one. Not the only one. I got one more coming.
Okay,
who you got coming in?
Good. Let's talk some talk.
Are you in the show?
Look at my face.
We ain't bumping our guns for nothing now. We
know where this is going. Look at my face.
Yeah, that's Bill.
Hail Mary. Listen, I reached out. I went on Facebook. I literally said, I literally said on my page, like, hey, ladies, trying to get y'all input. Come on the platform. Let me know if y'all be interested. I got nobody on my joint to say, I like to do it. That's cool. All right. So I'll put it out there right now. I tried. Y'all didn't want to speak up for yourselves. So whatever happens on this show, happens on this show. I don't want to hear nobody under this show talk about stuff. Oh, this a bunch of man talk. Oh, all y'all doing is bashing women. Y'all had a chance.
Anybody that has a mind,
and I gave it to you to come on here and speak up for yourself. You didn't take it. So whatever comes out of this show now comes out of this show.
Because
I don't want to hear nothing.
Yo, let them know.
What's the question?
Oh, right now we're talking about the misappropriation. Well, we were talking about. Let me give you a recap.
Okay.
Misappropriation of funds from BLM movement and how they not really using it for what they intended. What was intended? What they started the Black Lives Matter.
The original foundation.
True.
Yeah, they're not using it for the foundation of their own thing. Tyler Perry and how he seems to be misappropriation. Yeah, we talking about Tyler Perry, but how he seems to be misrepresenting the black man in most of his movies, making us out to be rapists, essayists, batterers, bruisers, the whole 125% of all the bad stereotypes of a black male. And also, I have to add that they do also have the one guy that's a hero, but that's the one that women seem to go back to after they've been with the bad guy, and then all of a sudden, I need to be saved. And Tyler Perry always has one of those guys in there, but majority of his movies always shows the black man in a bad light. And what else were we talking about? We're also talking about the Kyrie Nichols, rest in peace, brother. That's sad.
I'm still tired.
I'm not going to just brush over that one. I saw that video. Those officers need to be ashamed of themselves, and I hope all of them receive their due justice. And those families need to be compensated to the fullest extent. That was BS. And those officers. The fact that y'all African American officers, okay, whatever, I understand. That makes it a tad worse in my eyes for one reason. You did that to another one of your own, and in some ways, you were worse than they were to us.
Facts.
Yeah, I think that was personal.
I just literally watched that video, and I'm telling you right now, I got pissed off about it. I wanted to just like, ugh. You know what I mean? When I saw it, like, dude, you kicked him in. He's on the ground, laying down. You kick him in his fucking head. Excuse my language. You kick him in his head. One other dude walking over and just punched him in the face. Like, they got his hands behind his back.
This dude at best, Bull was like maybe like 120 at best.
All right, thanks, bro.
Dude's got equipment on his phone. They look weights. Like, yo, like the way they was lining him up and punch. Me and me telling that dude, yo, he hit him with 9 haymakers. I'm talking, dude, he's so small.
I was counting 7. While y'all were talking about it, I was watching video. I counted every daggone time. He kicked him in his face 4 times. He punched him in his face 7 times while he's standing up with his hands behind his back. And that motherfucker shot his goddamn self. I'm sorry. We take that back.
Remember? What did you punch him 7 times? The dude that stood him up punched him twice. And then he punched him 7 times. It came with the 9 punches. Yeah, but man, look.
Give me a second.
And here's my thing. And here's my thing. That happened, and Black Lives Matter has been quiet.
All right, I'm bringing in another person. Here we go. What up, Jenny from the block? I don't know why you put that up.
Wow.
Nope.
J baby.
Nope.
Put whatever name I want, sir. Don't start. I just got here. Don't start.
Nope.
I was supposed to type Jenny from the block.
Nope. I got you. Nope.
Yeah.
Your name was that, and that's what's going to stay every time you're on my show. Sorry.
All right. Well, and you changed my name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I know your voice.
That's a picture.
That's from the
hood. Shut up.
What?
He said, she looked familiar from the hood.
I can't hear her. What he said?
I said you look familiar from the hood.
I am from Parkside.
Okay. Yeah, I should have Parkside too. I said your faces look familiar.
No, she's back.
Okay.
She's back.
I still got Parkside.
Damien, what?
She's in Parkside now.
Yes, he is.
Yes, I am.
I thought you was on Audubon.
Damn.
Did I tell you I was in Audubon? I haven't talked to you since I got back.
We're not.
We had a conversation
Who
on the
said I was in
phone.
Audubon?
Okay,
That's what you
Damien,
said you
did
was
you tell
at.
that?
I ain't say nothing, and
We
my
gotta
name
Well,
is
who
split
Dan
it.
on
told I
here,
was in
so we gotta
Audubon?
remember that.
You
Jimmy
told
Block.
me.
Now,
You told me on the phone
I
that day.
gotta tell y'all different rules again. Let me reiterate these rules. All conversations that happen offline are not to be spoken online.
Facts.
Right. So, but I haven't talked to anybody online except for you to tell you I was in Audubon.
You was in Audubon?
She told me.
Oh, okay. That's y'all conversation. All right.
That's a conversation for phones.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Darius, I didn't talk to you since I've been back to tell you where I was at.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
I don't remember Audubon.
Oh, you didn't hear that, Damien? Oh,
I don't remember
no.
I don't know
But
what
okay.
you're talking about.
Hi, everybody.
I became the most hated black man in Camden history.
Yeah.
Last time we
I don't know
talked.
you got that title. I still breathe, so I don't know.
My man.
By who?
Women.
Huh?
Everybody?
Women.
Everybody?
Apparently. But let's keep the conversation going.
Yeah, let's go. I'm coming. I was listening to y'all topic.
So what's your input?
You just want to be a fussy ass.
I came in towards the end, so y'all were talking about a black man being murdered by the police. I think that's what y'all were talking about.
Beaten, assaulted, assaulted upon death.
Yeah, we were talking about Tyree Nichols.
African American.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I came in towards the end. I figured that's what y'all was talking about, but of
And we was
course,
also
as a
talking
black
about-
woman, I'm angry about it.
No.
Excuse me.
We went on topic. Basically, we were talking about in a general period. In a nutshell, was how we had how strong black movements has failed not due to
the black community,
due to lack of diligence.
Yeah.
Due to lack of diligence in the movement.
Yep.
So one of the things that I was talking about was we were talking about Black Lives Matter. We were talking about the
black movement.
Yeah, we were talking about the foundation upon what it was built.
Right.
You had the situation with Tamir Rice. You had the situation with Trayvon Martin. You had Freddie Gray. You had Mike Brown. You had Sandra Bland. The list goes on. And out of those tragedies, out of those situations, we got Black Lives Matter. And we marched through the street because we were done. We were tired of all the injustices that were being done against us as a people.
Correct.
We basically, and this is like I keep saying it all the time, when you have a responsibility to the collective, when you have a responsibility to your community, you don't allow the objective to ever stray into something else. What I mean by that is this. The people who lost their lives that founded Black Lives Matter, based on those lives being lost, were not part of the LGBTQ community. And somehow, that movement was able to hijack the original premise of Black Lives Matter and move ahead with their own agenda. And so far, we, as usual, have been left behind to still say, we deserve this, we deserve that, while they have moved forward and achieved damn near everything that they wanted. That is part of what we were talking about. Black Lives Matter has raised over $90 million. I don't see any African American issue outside of the LGBTQ community being taken care of.
Yeah.
Everything that they have done, any money that they have given has gone towards LGBTQ agendas.
Whenever you done, I'll respond to that.
Go ahead. I just wanted to finish up there.
Okay. Okay. So I got the gist of what the conversation was. The way I respond to that is the founder of Black Lives Matter stole all that money, was living in mansions.
There you go.
Okay. Hold on. Don't let me finish because it was a couple points you made. But our own people do us the fuck wrong. Now, transgender community and LGBTQ Z ABC XYZ. they look out for each other. So when one of them get gunned down, they're steadily, you know what I'm saying, fighting for each other to get what they deserve. The problem is whoever was the organization, it was a black person that stole all of that money. So yeah, they got what they deserve because they fight for it.
And that's pretty much where we were going with it. Well, no, we were just talking about it. It was just a conversation.
Yeah, I agree. But I ain't mad at them. They going
we both agreed we weren't mad at their movement and how they did what they did. I was just more.
But it was a black person
that
stole from that.
Yeah, but I was just more so pointing out the fact that because we are so unorganized, we allow people to hijack our movement based off of our pain to achieve their agendas. If we had more solidarity as a community of people, nobody can take away from us. It's something like you said. When something happens to somebody from that community, they all come together and they make
black,
it right. They
white,
make things happen.
Yellow, because blacks fight that fight too.
Yeah.
They don't like to see black men getting murdered because transgender community, they get murdered a lot. So they had a right to be in that fight.
But once again, this is what we're trying to get out of. Not trying to say, oh, this community, that community. Black people as a whole, whether you gay, straight, up, down, sideways, left, right, we're getting murdered. That's the
Correct.
And that's the problem. That's the issue we need to deal with. That's the agenda we need to push forward. So I try to pick a sect and a certain section of the community to protect. No, the community as a whole need the whole same protection. Everybody included.
I agree.
Black lives matter.
That's what I'm saying. We have to come together as a community.
There's no picking choose in it.
The example I gave earlier was this: if there's two neighbors having an issue with each other,
right?
What we do is we come together and we tell those two, hey, listen, if y'all want to deal with that issue at a later time, so be it. But right now, we got this as a community. So we're going to put that to the side right now, and we're going to band together until we achieve what we need to do as a community, as a collective. Because that's not important. That's between two people.
I'm agreeing.
That's between two
so many
people.
Trans women get killed. So it's the same. They're on the same side as us.
Not so much.
Yeah, no, they're more concerned. They're gay before they're black. That's what their issue is.
Thank you. Yup, that's the truth.
Not all,
that's why,
but I understand.
Hold on. Remember, we're not supposed to use the G word unless you are.
What G word?
Oh, they transformers before they're black.
Yeah, you can say that word. You can say gay.
No. You can?
Yeah, you can say gay.
I was under something you can't say that word
as long as there's no derogatory terms. If you want, I'll just go over the ground rules real quick with that.
Wait, real quick. Let me introduce.
Yep.
Introduce. We have a third female here. This is going good, getting better and better. I'm introducing you to my god sis, one of my oldest friends. D, you should know her. Y'all haven't seen each other in about 20 years. Her real name is Yvette. We're gonna call her Cinnamon Joy.
This one a little heavy. It's a little heavy, but it's real. It's something that really need to be discussed.
Who that in the background? Cinnamon?
Huh?
I saw somebody in the background behind her.
My best friend.
Oh no, you actually
who's that best
friend?
So real quick, the way it goes is like this.
All right, explain all the rules. Explain it to us, Siebert.
Here's the way it goes. There's certain words that can't be said on stream because YouTube and all that stuff. They'll cancel him and that'll be it. So if you're talking about, I'm gonna try to put these in terms that y'all can understand and give you the word to cover for it. If you're talking about, let's say, a man doing something to a woman against her will,
it's great.
In a great, there you go. You use the word great. Just add a G to it. Say great.
PG-13 language.
Yeah. If you're talking about the actual assault, we say SA. Everybody should know what that is. SA. Right. The N word. If you feel the need to use it,
ninja.
Say ninjas. Don't say the actual word because he'll get dinged for that.
Can I say one thing, Doc? Not to cut in on you, but I feel as though the platform that we have, everybody that's in this group chat, I feel as though we all are intelligent enough to know how to speak, and y'all know how to talk. Y'all know better.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just giving up the.
We talk about generations and stuff and topics. Whereas those like they went, but we're all of a generation whereas though we all know better in this room. Like we know better already. We know how to talk. We know how to conduct ourselves. We are grown in this room. Like this is
well, I just wanted to lay down like certain things that can and cannot be said.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean? Like it's just certain things because like he's just like basically he's just starting. So he's kind of like on a thin rope right now.
Huh.
So before he gets any further, they'll be watching to make sure nothing gets put on this stream that can be labeled as offensive. So that's the way that goes. But back to what we were saying. I get what you're saying, Jen.
That wasn't Jen. That was Carmen that said that.
No. She said something.
Thank you, Damien.
She said something earlier. She said something earlier that I'm addressing right now. When you say that they're all in it together. And then Cam said, no, because they're gay before they're black. She's absolutely right. And they have said that. They have said there's members of that group that have actually said that. The way it goes is like this. They are making moves on a political spectrum that it's great for them. It's great for them because they're getting what they need so that they can move forward and progress in society. That's great. That's every group should want to. Everybody should want to achieve that. My issue is this. When you see them get that, when you see the LGBTQ community get that, when you see the Asian American community get that. Remember, when COVID first hit, they were being unjustly attacked on the streets. They went to Congress. They said, yo, this ain't right. What are y'all going to do about it? And they basically Congress responded with an anti-Asian hate bill that says if you attack an Asian American in this country, you will be prosecuted as a hate crime.
Right.
Where's the anti-black hate bill? We couldn't even get the anti-lynching bill passed. But do you know why? Do you know why we can't get these things done? Because we don't know how to organize. We are so caught up in our petty differences amongst our own community that we never come together. It's those black guys over there, those black people over there are rich, we're poor, so we don't like them. Oh, they're light skins and we're dark skins, so we don't like them. Woman against man. It's all these things that keep us separated that we can never come together to make things happen.
But you know why, Doc?
No.
Because Jim Crow never died. Jim Crow just transformed into social media.
Not even that, but anything that's going to be successful shouldn't be in the public eye because we already see what happens when we're too collective publicly. So.
What do you mean?
I agree.
Meaning like.
I agree.
Anytime we even were successful as a whole, we were killed. Yeah, the government takes us down, our leaders, everybody. Yes. So anytime we get too much traction, you're going to get taken out. So some shit just need to be behind scenes. But
again, hold on, wait. When it comes in comparison, I can agree with that because look at Al Qaeda. Their movement is so strong, it don't matter who got killed. It was another sect to continue on.
That's what I'm saying, but
ever continuing. That's the type of foundation words that we need. It don't matter if y'all take out the major one. We still got back, and we still going. This movement not going to die no matter who.
That's what I'm saying. Like, of course, there are some people still out here doing the shits, but you're not going to see. You shouldn't be seeing it on TV.
That people out here doing the shit. What I'm saying is like this. Like how you say, like, all right, the movement with Malcolm X. When he died, that movement died. When Martin Luther King, when he died, that movement died.
No, I want to use Harriet Tubman because
the guy Hussein got killed and all that, and they found him in the mountains. They killed him. The head they thought was the head of Al Qaeda. It still continued on. Al Qaeda still thrives till this day. Why? Because they were so strong and they so steadfast in their movement. They're not going to let it die for nobody, no attack, no nothing. This is just what it is, and they mean business. That's what they mean. That's why we need to mean the same thing. It don't matter how many times y'all attack us, how many people y'all think you're going to take out. We're not going to be silent. We're not going to be shut up. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going.
No, because just like Harriet Tubman, she took whoever wanted to be taken and she dropped whoever didn't.
But here's the thing, though. But here's the thing, though.
What?
Let them talk.
The reason why
at that point in time, that was a situation that was happening. It wasn't a whole movement. Whereas though you're trying to free a whole nation, basically like how Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. This is a whole nation, not just a group of people at this house you trying to bring here. You know what I
She
mean?
took who wanted to be
No, she did. Don't know.
taken.
Don't take nothing from Harriet Tubman because at the same time, baby girl held it down. She held
Here's
it
what I'm
down.
gonna
She
here's
lived
what
her
I'm
life.
gonna
She
say.
wasn't playing no games. At the same time, though, her mission was to get these people from one
Give me a
particular
second.
place to another place. Whereas though Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was trying to get our whole nation from one place to a better place.
Yeah, but
Now,
you can't.
Tyler showed that movement. You know what I mean? It's a
But
different type of
here,
strength that comes along with that.
Everybody don't want to go though.
yeah, but here's the
Huh?
thing though, and this is what I'm
But
trying to
it's for
say.
whoever wants to go. If the shoe
Yeah,
don't fit, don't wear it. But if the shoe fit, put
Right.
it on and keep marching.
That's all they can do.
but here's what I want to say to that, Cam. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Mm.
We are in a different time now. When I say we're in a different time, we have more opportunity to get our people in a more progressive state. And what I mean by that is this. You say every time we get traction, the government steps in and does something to us to knock us back down. I
Right.
can then
I
say,
agree with
well,
that.
I can then
Which I
say,
agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
hold on, I can then say, well, how many people died at the Million Man March?
Not one.
That was major traction. And
Not
like
one.
1 million black people came together for a common cause. Not a
On one
single one
day.
of them was
And so
Just one
assassinated.
so
day.
heavy for that movement.
Just one
And I
day,
heard
very
If
true.
that would have
Bill
been
trying to
5
send it like
days, you
in
would
the
have seen a
spirit.
There
lot
you
of black people dead.
thank you. Because the traction was there. There was a significant threat to the establishment.
That is quo.
Right.
Not a single black person was killed by the government. So we can't keep looking at the past and say that that's how it's going to always be, because that's not true. The fact of the
Why is it
matter
saying
is
that?
this.
Even
The
if
fact
we
of the
look
matter
at the
is
past and
this.
say that's how it's always going to be, what we need to say is, well, we will know that's how it's going to be. But still, even though we know that's how it's going to be, we still going to continue on.
You can look at it that way as well. But here's the thing: when COVID hit and Asian Americans were being attacked in the street, they went to the government and they said, "Listen, y'all up for re-election. You need our vote. This is what we want. Whichever one of y'all can meet what we want is getting our vote and getting our dollars."
But see,
That person stepped forward and said,
Do you
"I
know
got
how?
you."
Wait,
Hold on,
you know why,
y'all.
bro?
We all ready. We ready
hold
for
on.
this one.
I got you, but hold on. You know what ended up happening? Within, I would say, how long did that happen? Within 6 months, Joe Biden had the paperwork on his desk, signing it,
Uh-huh.
anti-Asian hate bill. Within 6 months of them making a demand, we've been demanding certain things for 450 years, and we still haven't gotten close to 10% of our demands.
But see,
Can I
we've been
respond to
demanding.
you real
We
Because
quick
ain't
they
been
don't
following through.
about
respect
the
us. It's not
Asian
That's,
our fault.
community and
That's
any
not
other
true.
community that
That's
come
not
over
true.
like
here?
if a
They
kid,
get
like you walk
all
a
the
kid through the
benefits.
aisle,
They
I'm
can
sorry,
get
that's like,
stuff without a social security card. We can't. They
Wait,
get
wait, wait.
no,
business
but it's like this.
No,
loans.
that's
Again,
not
I
that.
look
But
at
that's
it like
not
this. Look,
true.
it's like this.
What
That's
you
not
say,
true.
Damien?
Basically, how you look at it is like this.
What do you
They
mean
look at
that's
it
not
like a
true?
kid in
That's
the
true. They
market.
come over here
They
and
look at it
get
like a kid in the market. You know how you walk with your
But
kids
that's
down
not
the
what we're
aisle
talking
and they be
about.
screaming and yelling for candy, you ignore them.
no.
That's how I look at us. We just a bunch of kids in the
I
damn shop aisle screaming the candy, screaming and yelling for candy, but he's like, yeah, whatever. He just screaming and yelling for candy, but he never gonna get what he want. That's what we are. We just a bunch of kids in the damn
They come
candy
over
aisle.
here and get it easier, and that's true, Damien. I mean,
Okay.
Darius. I
Dog.
know.
Okay, okay. I
Wait,
might.
wait.
He was like, I'm
I
not.
thought we wanted to use the real names on here.
Okay, Dot.
All right, so let's
Saying.
say that we do have more opportunities now, and people can establish it by ourselves and be successful in it. They're still conditioned and believing that the government is still going to, bro. They did it for like 500 years.
And this is I'm glad you brought that up because that's another problem in our
Why is he
community.
crying?
People don't want to try anymore.
No, 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 no. And what I'm saying is you brought something that's very potent. We are stuck in a victim mentality. We can acknowledge what has happened, but that does not mean that we have to stay in that same mind state. Because I'm telling you right now, our ancestors, if they're looking down at us right now, they're probably pissed off because they're all saying to themselves, I was hung from a tree so that they can make a better way for themselves. I was assassinated on the balcony so my people can advance forward. And you mean to tell me I walked through the streets of Selma having rocks and bricks and people punch me in my face and I kept going forward. And the smallest amount of adversity that those that are there now have, they just tuck tail and run. So I kept moving forward because I saw the goal at the end of the walk. I saw what was coming at the end of my journey. Martin Luther King said, I am not going to be here with you when the day comes that you achieve the dream, but I want to at least be part of the reason why it happens. And so far, nobody has picked up the torch that he sat down and picked it up and said, I'm going to carry us the rest of the way as far as I can go. Nobody has done that. We fight amongst ourselves, and then everybody else comes in and fights against us as well.
It's flickering still.
We allow you, like you can say, like, I'll give you it. If you want to say, oh, well, they keep separating us, they keep dividing us, you can say all of that, but we have to allow it. We have to allow that to happen first. Nobody can make you do what you don't want to do. Nobody. Nobody can make you feel if I call you a bad word, right? My intention may be to hurt your feelings, but if you let it roll off your shoulder, what did I achieve? Nothing. Because guess what? Other people will see it and be like, you trying to hurt that person's feelings. Look how it didn't even affect that person. So now you look like it. Now you look like an idiot. But the moment somebody says, oh, you shouldn't like that person because of this, and you go, you're right. I shouldn't like that person because of whatever. They won. So when somebody outside of your community, so when somebody from outside of your community comes in and says, yo, you're light skinned and you're dark skinned, why do y'all like each other? You know what the answer is? Because we're still the same. That person now goes, oh shit, I can't do nothing here.
Darius, what I was trying to make the comment on is going back to when you said when they went through what they went through.
Stop. Let her talk. It's not a big deal for me. It's not a big deal.
I gotta interrupt everybody right now because I gotta put this out here again, and I hate having to repeat myself when it comes to this show. We can't talk at the same time.
Well, mine been on mute. I ain't been talking.
Who said you?
I'm sorry. I was just saying. Let me go back on mute.
I'm speaking generally. We can't all speak at the same time because it's going to be nothing but reverberation and nobody's going to hear what whoever is saying. And we also must have pauses to let other people respond. Right. In general.
Well, she was responding. That's all.
Okay, I understand. But and also there's names up here for a reason. That's why I put them
I'm not big on that, so it don't matter to me. I just was making a joke.
No. I just had to mess with her too, but same sense.
But I was saying something serious, and you just
go ahead, Jen. Go ahead.
Doc knew, you know what I mean, that I wasn't saying his name to be disrespectful. I'm going back to the Asian thing that you said that as soon as that happened during COVID, right? I'm agreeing with you. Their community, like the LGBTQ, they get stuff. I don't even know if you can curse. You can
curse. It's just certain words.
They get benefits.
Yeah. And they also come over here from their countries and get housing, food stamps, all of that without even a social security card. Us as Black people can't get that here. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, without a social security card.
Well, that would be asylum.
Birth certificate. If you don't have that, you can't get a job, right? How are they able to answer that? Get businesses?
Can I answer to that real quick? Just real quick. Let me answer to that. When you talk about we can't get certain things without a social security card, that's a moot point because we're already here, so we already have it. So that's a moot point.
No, you can't. If you don't have it, you can't get a job.
But that's what I'm saying. We're already here. We're born here. So we already have a social security card. So that's a moot point.
So if you lose your wallet, is what I'm saying.
You can go get another one.
Have it.
Yeah, but you go get another one. You're in the system. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. And I'm not arguing. I'm saying the whole point is if you don't have it. What I'm saying is they never had it and they're still able to get
I'm not denying that.
From the government way faster. That's all
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
That's all I was saying, baby.
But also at the same time, though, you have to understand that when it's like right now, what is Biden trying to do? Biden is saying that any illegal immigrant who comes here, I forgot how long they have to be here, they can vote. They don't have a social security number. They don't have none of that stuff, but they can vote. Why? Because the Democrats know that the vote that if they do that, those people are going to vote for them. You see what I'm saying? So when Asian people come here and they don't have the documentation and all that, whoever makes those decisions to allow it know that they're going to get that vote. We, as Black people in America, we have to decide where do we want to be in the next 10 to 15 years. Do we want to continuously give our vote away to people who aren't doing anything for us, or do we want to let them know, hey, this doesn't come for free? If you can't meet our demands, Stephen A. Smith said this a long time ago, and he got castrated for this. He said it would be very different if Black people stopped giving Democrats their vote and said, hey, if you can't meet our demands, we going the other way. Watch how quick Democrats will be to say, uh-oh, they done woke up.
But
now we gotta go out of our way for them now.
Every black person loved Obama, but Obama didn't do nothing for Black people.
I would not say that. Okay. Me and my friend have a disagreement about excuse me. Me and my friend have a disagreement about that all the time.
Okay.
I believe that Obama did do a lot of good things for us as a people. One of the main things to me that you can't really measure is the fact that he gave us an outlook of what the possibilities for us was. Remember,
when he came out in the community,
remember at one point,
LGBTQ.
He did a lot for them. He did a lot for them.
Yes, he did.
He did a lot for them. But wait a minute, at the same time, and I can address that real quick. I'm getting ready to get to that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this: when I talk about the hope, remember, at one point in your life, it was unfathomable that we would ever see a Black president.
No, it wasn't.
I agree. I love him.
Yes, it was.
JFK said it was going to happen.
No, nobody thought it was going to happen in anybody's lifetime.
JFK did.
Age, bro. Age. You gotta remember, our lifetime and another lifetime is a different lifetime. Age.
But what I'm saying is, we never thought it was going to happen because at the time, what was the history of the presidency? White, and there were.
But he still did what the white man wanted him to do when he got in office.
JFK said, in the next 40 years, you're going to see a Black president, and it happened.
That's one man.
That's a president.
But that's one man versus an entire nation saying it wouldn't happen.
But it did happen.
I'm not saying it did. I'm not saying it didn't. But what I'm saying is, you're going by one man saying it versus a whole nation. So what I'm talking about is the history. The history says it wasn't going to happen. So and you're denying that he did anything when I just said that him winning gave us hope.
Of course, I never said it didn't give little kids.
Not you.
Yeah, that wasn't my point. My point was he was our president and he didn't do anything for Black people. He didn't change shit. That's what I said.
I want to address that.
Yes, it was nice to see a Black president, but he fought more for the LGBTQ than us.
Let me address that.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me address that real quick. Here's where the presidency failed. And like I said, me and my boy, we talk about this because he doesn't like Obama in any way, shape, or form. Here's where we failed. And this is the problem with us as a whole. He won the presidency. And then we went like this. He's in. We're good. No, because guess what else you need? You need the House and you need the Senate. And we didn't turn out for those elections after he won. We figured, well, he's the president. He's the guy. Everything's going to get done. Meanwhile, when he got sworn in, Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, said it on TV. Google it. He said, I will not support this president in any legislation he tries to pass. And every time he came up with something, Mitch McConnell got all the Republicans together and even a lot of Democrats to fight him tooth and nail on every piece of legislation he tried to pass. Every time he tried to do something that would benefit Black people, they fought him on it. The reason why LGBTQ, and see, once again, it goes back to responsibility collective, because every time he passed something for them, guess who didn't oppose him? Everybody else. Because Republicans knew we can't oppose this because there's Republicans that are LGBTQ. So we're not going to lose them. So we're going to back all of that because we benefit from backing that. There was ideas that they had years prior that he was like, I like that idea. How you gonna cut me off?
Wouldn't you get the hint that maybe we need to do it within ourselves and not ask the government?
But wait a minute. But here's what I'm trying to say. You have to go to the government to achieve something.
No,
you have to go to them. So how do you pass a law?
You don't have to go to them.
There was Black Wall Street.
If you want to do it legally, yeah, but I mean,
no.
that don't work.
No. How do you pass a law in this country?
If you trying to get laws passed and have fun with that, I'm saying you can handle shit without
Why would
asking.
they be
But see, that's
Congress?
that attitude right there is why we don't get nowhere.
Everything becomes law has to be voted on first by the House of Congress. And then depending on the House of Congress, who controls the majority of seats, depends on what you offering, what's going to get passed or not.
Thank you.
Bro.
Here's something to think about.
I'm thinking outside of that.
The House of Congress is really
but you can't do anything outside of that. You have to go to them.
You can be any president you want to be. If the House of Congress, if them seats are not filled in your way, you're going to have a hard way going. That's why, and I feel as though like Obama was too caught up in
he was trying to be too much of a politician.
Hold on, wait, let me finish. I feel like Obama was so caught up in the fact that he wanted to be president that he didn't really realize the full retrospect of the opportunity that he had with the platform. That was the biggest recorded in history win for the Democratic Party ever. For us to win also the presidential seat and the majority of houses of the majority of seats of Congress. He didn't have no problem passing a bill because all of the houses, the majority vote was Democrats. So anything he put on the table, they was going to pass.
All right, my point is
he didn't see the opportunity to change a whole lot of things.
We're trying to ask the government for something that never has happened in history. What's stopping us from just getting gun licenses, owning guns, and protecting ourselves? You could go get a purchaser license and carry.
Like the Black Panther Party, but they killed everybody.
You know what's stopping you from that? I'm gonna tell you this. What's stopping you from that is this: you still identify yourself as being a part of the United States of America, which is a corporation and not a country.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this:
your Social Security number is your employee ID number. If you don't realize that, so basically, what it is this. Until you learn, I'm gonna give you a bite to chew on because I don't even know if you know about it. But look into your sovereignty rights, and then that might make it a little more clear for you.
I'm talking about protecting ourselves.
Let me ask you a question. People on the panel, how many of you believe your vote doesn't matter?
Oh, I don't vote, so it don't matter.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. That's something.
Let me explain something because a lot of people.
I can answer. Only she answered. Hold up, I can answer.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't vote because I know it don't matter. They gonna put whoever in there, and they gonna still do what they gonna do. Period. And that's facts. This is chess, not checkers. With the government, they both on the same side, and at the end of the day, if it ain't money that's running it and going towards the rich, because it don't matter what president you put in there. So when you get old enough to know politics, you learn to stop playing the game. Me, I know whoever go in there, my people never going to benefit from it. So that's why I don't play the game. I agree with you, sweetheart.
But if they do benefit, I'll be like, yeah, good for y'all. But I still didn't participate.
Yeah. Hold on. Here's the problem. We talked about Obama, and I then said the problem with his presidency was we didn't support him behind the scenes. When I say that, we didn't give him the House, we didn't give him the Senate. It was both controlled by Republicans who were not going to support him. The way you get that for him, hold on.
That's my point.
The way you get those things is you go to your local elections and you talk to the people that represent you locally and you say, do you fit what my agenda is? If you fit my agenda, I'm going to vote for you. You get enough of the people in there that think that their agenda lines up with yours. Now, once they get in and they get higher and higher, they take your agenda with them. When you say, if you think your vote doesn't matter, ask the Asian community if they think their vote doesn't matter, because it's very obvious that their vote matters. Ask the LGBTQ community if their vote doesn't matter, because it's quite obvious that their vote matters, because they are getting stuff done for their communities with their vote, because they go to the people and they say, do your agendas line up with mine? Because if they don't, I'm going with the other guy. And when the other guy says, I'm lining up with whatever y'all want, whether they lie or whatever the case may be, They find people that line up with what they want and they vote them in. And once they're in, they get everything they want. But we'll wake up and we'll say, well, my vote doesn't matter, so I'm not going to the polls. And then nothing happens. And then we go, they don't care about us. My vote doesn't matter. How do you know if we don't band together and make our vote matter? How do you know? Until you make your vote matter, you don't know.
It's rigged just like the NFL and everything else. Votes don't matter. Whoever got the most money.
It's where you vote at. Like this, say like this. For example, okay, you vote for a president, right? The president, he has to say so what's going to happen throughout the whole country. Focus your votes. Pinboard your votes. So your particular area. If you want something to change within your particular area, you have a mayor, you have governors, you have everything. Vote within the state of New Jersey to make differences.
I agree.
You can't vote for the president and think the whole country going to change.
Thank you.
Right. Or New Jersey going to change. You voted for the president. No, look closer. The closer respect, more and close. What's going on in your immediate area, which is the people that govern in this state. That's what you need to be critical on. That's where the vote count at.
Exactly. Think about it from this perspective. We're in New Jersey. There's a lot of people in affluent areas that hate Phil Murphy.
Who's the governor of New Jersey right now?
Governor Phil Murphy is the governor of New Jersey. There are people from affluent areas that can't stand him. Do you know why they can't stand him? Because they're not making any real money from him like they were when we had what's his name, Chris Christie. Because Chris Christie was taken from the inner city. He was taking funding from the inner cities and passing it off to affluent areas. You see what I'm saying? Where Phil Murphy comes in and he says, enough of that. You got enough. Why do you need more when you already got everything? Let's give back to those who don't have anything. So now we got him as our governor. Imagine if we get him in Congress and he has those same ideas that benefit us. And now he's in Congress and he can pass those ideas on to people. Hey, I'm from New Jersey. I know what they want. These are some of the things that I heard when I was there. And then there's other people in Congress that think like him and they band together to represent us. And then when they go out, when it's time for them to be voted back in, when they're up for election, and we say, well, Phil Murphy, if you still align with what we want, we'll give you our vote. If not, we got to go a different way. Now, he says, no, I'm still with you. I'm New Jersey all the way through. Guess what? New Jersey's going to vote for him. If everything lines up, majority of New Jersey's going to vote for him because his agenda lines up with what we want. Now, he's in Congress making things happen. Now, imagine he goes up for presidency. The agenda goes with him there as well. Just an example. I'm not saying it's going to happen, just an example. But when you say your vote doesn't count, it's clearly been disproven because there's other people from other ethnic communities who have shown you that your vote matters when you bring everybody together and everybody's vote lines up with the agenda. Our people are going to progress forward. Nobody's going to stray from the fold. We're all voting this way because voting this way moves us forward. If we as African Americans in this country felt the same way and thought the same way, we could say, hey, this is what we want. Is there any officials in Congress that line up with what we want? Because if there is, you get our vote.
Yeah, charge me.
You make change that way. That's how change is made. You don't give away your vote. Democrats always know. Every year, Democrats know we automatically get an African American vote. We always get it. So they're not going to change now because they're too scared of the other guy. Their whole platform was, you should vote for me because I know you don't want Trump.
So you're a Republican.
I am not Republican. That has nothing to do with it.
I'm asking you a question. Relax.
No, but I'm
saying, and everybody else is quiet. I just came up and asked you one question. Are you
a Republican? I am not Republican. I'm not Republican.
Okay, so you could just say no. That's it.
Yeah, but what did that have to do with anything? But what did I have to do with anything?
It's just a question.
We're talking about politics. And you're saying black people go and vote for the same people every year because they're scared of the other guy. That's what you just said, right? So I'm asking you, are you a Republican?
No,
what does that have to do with it?
Okay. I asked you a question. It's yes or no.
I answered it, and I'm asking now.
Okay, I'm done with it. I just asked you a question.
But
you asked me what was I or what? What's the you be arguing?
I didn't ask what anybody was.
With you. I just asked
I didn't ask what anybody was. I didn't ask what anybody was.
That's you. I asked you.
And now I'm asking you. What does that have to do with anything?
I said
because you just said you're running your mouth, and you just said, well, black people always go to the same side because they don't trust the other guy. So I'm asking you, are you a Republican? I'm just asking.
And I answered it, and now I'm asking you, what does that do anything?
Talking about?
May I interject real fast?
You don't remember what you said?
We starting straight
but
to
what
the
does
left.
that have to do with anything?
Look, listen, political position doesn't have nothing to do with the group as a whole.
All right,
we're trying to sex again. We're trying to break off sex. We're not talking about sex. We're talking about us as a whole. Let's keep it on as a whole, as a people. Forget your political stance.
Thank you. It didn't have anything to do with nothing.
You was born on this earth with this melanin in your skin. That's what we're talking about.
Cinnamon.
That's why I said it had nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, like we started. It started getting to like pick and choose and the political and are you this, are you that? No, we're black as a whole. That's what we're talking about.
My only reason for
screen. Hold on.
My only reason for bringing that up is she can't hear us. You got to text to her. Text her.
She should be able to hear us. Can you hear us, Yvette? Unmute your screen.
I got too much loud stuff going on over here. I ain't want to interrupt.
I'm calling. The only reason on the subject too. I ain't really heard much of your input at all.
She hasn't said a word. I'm like, I mute your screen. I see her head shaking.
If you want to inject something in there,
please do.
Please feel free.
I'd invite you just to be a video
spectator. Like Xbox say, jump in, dive in.
Nothing to say? Are you gonna talk?
Yes, I'm here now. I'm here.
Okay,
I'm not big on politics because I don't follow it that much.
So that's why I want to get off of that because we want to talk about politics. The topic of the conversation.
I went to go get my clothes out the wash machine and I came back.
Well, when you came back we sort of straightened off a little bit, but we came back to the core topic, which was how we had so many opportunities as a nation to move forward and progress, and then we lost sight of that, and then now it's lost opportunities.
Yeah. And that's the whole point, and that's why I said if you don't you have to look at those in power and see what lines up with what you believe. You can't sit back and say, well, my vote doesn't matter.
Stop looking at
so I'm not going to
vote. You are in power. If you get up today and say, I got the power to go and make a change outside today, well, then that's the power. That's where it lies at. Stop giving power to others and recognizing their power. Recognize your own power first.
And you think about it. You think about this.
Realize your own strength first as a person, as a black, as someone that came from the great people that on Egypt, from our ancestors. Realize your own strength first. We get up with a lot of power.
Think about it this is something I just want to touch on, and then I definitely want to hear what Yvette has to say.
Let him say it first.
Cammy, here's what I'm gonna say. During election time, when those politicians are up there spewing out whatever they want to spew out, what are they doing? They are clamoring for your votes. That is the most opportune time for you to get what you want from them because they need your vote. That's why I always say, just think if we voted the other way, Democrats would wake up and go, damn, we can't take their vote for granted anymore. We got to start meeting their demands. We got to start meeting what they want because we can't depend on the fact that they're just going to come out and vote for us regardless of what we do for them. That's why I say that. That's why your vote does matter. Your vote does count. Everyone else is getting what they want because they have gotten political because they realize as long as I bring my agenda to the right people and I let them know that this is what they have to do to get my vote, that's how I'm going to progress my people forward. That's why everybody else is getting what they want. We don't get what we want because if a black guy votes Republican, he's an Uncle Tom. Black person votes Democrat, they're uninformed. If nobody votes, you're just lazy. So it's like we're against each other, but everybody else is like, yo, we know what we want and we know how to get it. So let's get up and let's go out there and let's get what we want. Period.
There's also a lot of people that just vote just to vote because they don't know what side to choose. Like they sit there and they sit there and they always say like, oh, this person is lying about this. Oh, this person is lying about that. But at the end of the day, they're supposed to attack each other and put lies out there so you can vote for them. So when they get all misconstrued and don't know what's going on, I'm like, man, whatever. I'm just gonna go and just put on anything, and then you get mad when you get the choice that you get at the end.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better. And that's just what it is. Like, you have the most power over the government when they need you to do something for them. That's when the citizen has the most power, is when the government is out there pandering. Why do you think somebody like Joe Biden would sit down and have a conversation with somebody like Cardi B? Because in his mind, she represents the black community. In his mind. Cardi B is the worst representative of the black community. But in your opinion,
in your opinion, gotta say that.
Why?
You're not gonna get me shut down by the Barty Patrol.
Man, listen, Cardi B is the worst example of black America you could possibly ask for. She admitted in an interview that she drugged and raped men. So I don't have no respect for her hustle or nothing. The bottom line is this: he sat down with her as a way to pander to the inner city communities. That's why he sat with her. Because if there's anybody he could have sat down with to have a conversation about minorities in this country, you mean to tell me that's the best choice he can come up with? Cardi B?
I don't think it was. I don't think he was thinking. I'm thinking the reason why
he just figured white people would see it and be like, "Ooh, he's for us."
Yep, that's what I was about to say. He only chose her because he thinks she's for the culture, which she's
Thank you.
And because like, we're gonna listen because Cardi B said so. Like, wait,
exactly. Because think about it. He couldn't sit down with Common. He couldn't sit down with let's go new school. Jay-Z. He couldn't sit down. He couldn't sit down with Jay-Z,
Nas,
J. Cole, Nas, Kendrick Lamar,
right?
Drake. He couldn't sit down with none of these brothers. Let's go to the females. He couldn't sit down with MC Lyte.
Queen Latifah.
You mean to tell me, Queen Latifah couldn't sit down with Joe Biden and speak on the black experience? None of them could do it. The Brat, Eve. None of them could speak on the black experience. Only Cardi B can. You're pandering because as far as music is concerned, she's the hot thing right now. Young black girls follow her. So that's the easiest way to get black America's attention. Let me sit down with this uneducated sounding woman who speaks on finessing men. She's gang affiliated. Nothing against them, but a stripper. So she's in the sex industry, constantly out there fighting. Look at her track record on reality TV. That's the best example you can come up with for somebody to sit down and talk about the black experience with. Her.
That's what I'm saying. He probably didn't try any further.
I mean,
but that just might be their perception of us.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But think about it like this. Not that she's that much better of an example, but he couldn't call Nicki Minaj.
Oh, no, you're not going to do that.
Wow. I'd rather have Nicki than Cardi.
I'd rather not.
Everybody know that Joe Biden was not the choice. Everybody know that Joe Biden was not the right choice to be our president. But at the end of the day, a lot of people wasn't ready to have a female president.
But Yvette, what was his campaign run on? I'm better than him.
Right.
All Joe Biden kept telling everybody was, "Are y'all serious? Y'all want 4 more years of Trump over me?
Listen,
what do you say? If you don't vote for me, you ain't black."
And people voted for him.
He said that, and black people said, "Well, I know where my vote's going." Once again, Democrats knew exactly what to say to get us up out of our chairs. And if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. If you vote for him, it's going to be worse for you. Exactly. We should have been sitting there like, what you mean by that?
Right. Like,
and then he threw in a black female vice president. We were like,
there you go. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but her track record with locking black men up isn't great. She's given out some of the stiffest penalties for criminal acts than any white male in America.
And I haven't
almost, not all.
Since she's been in office, I haven't seen her do shit yet.
Exactly. What have you heard about? Hold on.
I barely seen her.
Thank you. Because last time I heard anything about her was who was it? There was a podcast where they were talking to Blueface. I can't remember which podcast it was. They were talking to Blueface and Krishan. And you know what the host told them? You know what the host told them? The host said The host said, I was just at a correspondence dinner with the vice president, and the conversation at the table was about Blueface and Krishan Rock. Why is the black vice president, who's a female, talking about Blueface and Krishan Rock?
Because that's what everybody's talking about.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, you want to sound like you're with it, like you're down, but you're deriving that from talking about the wrong things.
Right.
Right now,
as black people, we need to see you doing something.
Tina Turner, they ain't doing nothing but promoting violence or domestic violence or how to treat women bad, and they follow that because it's
with those two, it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Yeah, I didn't say who and
no, what. But you did just say how to treat women bad, though. That's not fair.
Because realistically, it's more her. It's more her on him than it is him on her. Because half the time he's just defending himself.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
But here, and me, Cammy, and Jen talked about this before. Look how we talk about these two, and look how we still vilify Chris Brown. Didn't the girl from 3LW just come out with a statement because what's the girl's name? Halle Berry.
That's Chloe.
Or Chloe Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing a song with Chris, and the girl from 3LW just came out talking about, so how could you do a song with a woman abuser? That happened how long ago, and he's still vilified?
That's because people don't necessarily like her. And my perspective on that is,
yeah, but they're not saying that to her. They're saying it about him.
Yeah, they're not saying nothing to him. They're saying she shouldn't do it with him.
Right. They should come out against her, but they're never.
She's corny. That's what I think.
But you know who also do that? You know who also do that? That Gilbert lady, the lady from Brownstone. She stayed on the blogs about talking about people, and I feel like they only do stuff like that to try to stay relevant because you're quiet and nobody's paying you attention.
Yep. But see, think about it from this perspective, from us as a culture. These are the stories that distract us from the real issues we need to deal with. Because everything going on in the world of Blueface and Krishan, can y'all please tell me how that affects black people in America?
Really, it makes us look stupid.
Right, because they gave them a TV show. If that shit's overseas, people watching that everywhere thinking, oh, black people all act like that.
True. But what I'm saying is,
or Americans.
That's true. But what I'm saying is, when you wake up in the morning, how people perceive those two, how does it affect you? It doesn't. If black people never watch them on TV, it would never even be a thing in the black community. It wouldn't. Because what they're doing, the money they're making, does not come back to us. It doesn't change the fact that we are in a situation that require us to put aside all the BS and stand together to bring us forward. What Dr. Martin Luther King wanted, what Malcolm X wanted, what Medgar Evers wanted, what Harriet Tubman in the underground, what she wanted. All those who were enslaved, all those who lived through Jim Crow, our grandparents, our great-grandparents. These are the things that they wanted. Keep moving forward. You get knocked down, get back up.
But none of this generation, or maybe even the generation before that, don't want to hear that. They rather like, that's why reality TV is just getting so big, because people rather wake up and say, oh, I want to watch my ratchet TV, than to find out instead of finding out what's going on in the world. We could be sitting here right now preparing for Armageddon or a zombie apocalypse or whatever you want to call it, but we're not paying attention because we're watching Bad Girls Club or Love and Hip Hop or whatever, because that's our shit. Oh yeah, that's our stuff. We gotta watch it. Blah 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 blah. Like it really takes us away from what's really important. And I feel like if you're not going to watch it on TV, I feel like as parents or whatever, it should at least be able to get them to see it, like, or read about it or whatever. That's why I kind of miss the newspaper sometimes. I kind of miss certain things sometimes, like, you know, and for us to actually see what's going on instead of just like when you turn your TV, there's nothing else to see. Nothing else to see at all. On the TV, it's always the same thing over and over and over. If it ain't the news, then it's reality TV.
Here's
Okay.
Here's something to think about. We are the greatest influence of damn near every facet of America. What I mean by that is this: the way people dress is influenced heavily by us.
Hip-hop.
The music that's made is heavily influenced by us.
New York.
Like, you look at it like this: if we never sagged our jeans, who would sag their jeans? Nobody.
But you know
if we didn't wear our Timbs with the laces out, who would wear their Timbs like that? Nobody.
Yeah.
If we didn't, no.
You know what a sagging of the jeans, the sagging of the
pants.
Oh,
I know. I just want to go there, but I know where it comes from. But once again, who started it though? We did. Yeah. No matter where it came from, we started it. So what I'm saying is this: we
start every trend.
There you go. So we influence so much in America. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie Be Cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember that monologue that Cedric the Entertainer said? He said, we influence damn near every facet of America. Walk, talk, mannerisms, style of dress. He's like, all the while we contribute to the overall product of America while y'all steal our sense of cool. He said that. And that was such a true statement.
I was just talking to my best friend, and she was like, all these dances and hip hop and stuff that, or everything that's like on TikTok and the TikTok dances and everything that's
there you go.
We see so many like outside of our race do the same thing to try to like keep up with what we doing, and it's like then we get mad at them like, well, you biting our style. Oh well,
you know why? That's from 500 years of conditioning.
No, we can't use that anymore. We can't.
It's history.
No, we can't keep using that. That's
they're the biggest haters in history, in existence.
No, but we can't keep using that as a crutch.
It's not a crutch, it's just a fact.
No, but we can't keep using that as a crutch is what I'm saying, because every time. No, but I'm not saying it didn't happen. But we can't keep using it. What I'm saying is this: every time something happens in our community, we always go back to that. We always go back to that.
I always blame the white man. I don't know what you're talking
about. And you can't, because if you keep doing it, we're never going to move forward. Because number one, let me explain something to you. The only way we can move forward is number one, standing together. That's number one. And number two, which is the biggest way we do it, is if we bring them in.
No.
Yes. Because you know why? Because when Black Lives Matter first started marching, they were there with us.
We're going to stand together. We're going to stand together and bring them in, and they're going to shoot us like a firing squad.
That's why infiltration even started, because we need them. We don't.
No. Hear what I'm saying for a second.
Because that's why they be ended up with all the benefits when the shit is done.
No. You know how it happens? I said this earlier. I literally said this earlier. When Malcolm X was marching with the Muslim, with the Nation of Islam, if any member of the Nation of Islam went astray, he'd stop and say, if that's what you want to do, you do that on your own. You go over there with that. That's not what we're doing. When the looting and rioting started, white people that were marching in those streets looked around and said, whoa. That's not what we're here for. We didn't know this was going to go down. That's when the leaders in Black Lives Matter should have stood up and say, because we know it wasn't real Black Lives Matter members doing it.
Right.
It was people in the neighborhoods that infiltrate. Oh, we can get some free stuff. That's when they should have stood up and said, hold up. That's not what we're doing. We're not with you on that. We're marching peacefully to find a resolution and achieve an agenda. If that's what y'all want to do, go over there with that. Because we don't want them thinking that it's us. We want them to see that it's y'all over there. But so we're going to keep marching. Separate yourselves from us and go do that. If it works for you, God bless you. But you ain't going to be doing all that off of our hard work. But nobody stood up and said anything. They just let it happen.
Even if we do that and the world start becoming better, especially for the Black community and everything, we still have a problem with the cops killing our kids and killing us for no reason.
Well, wait a minute.
That gotta stop too.
But wait a minute.
They killed the Black Panther Party just for the government to have welfare. They could have left them alone.
We understand that. We understand all of that. But here's what I'm going to say about that. In those times, yes, you're 100% correct. They saw the rise in us and they wanted to quell it because that's the Good Old Boys Network. We got to keep the status quo. They can't come up. Here's what I've been saying for the longest time. You can't tell today's age, and I'm not saying for everybody, but I'm speaking in general. You can't tell Brad that he can't hang out. Just listen to what I'm saying. You can't tell Brad that he can't hang out with Raheem. You know why? Because Brad and Raheem are on the same basketball team. And Raheem showed Brad how to hit a jump shot. And Brad showed Raheem how to do his math homework. So when Brad's parents say, I don't want you hanging with that black kid, Brad goes, he's the reason why I'm scoring 12 points a game. What are you talking about?
Until the inheritance get brought up. What you think?
See what I'm saying? Like, y'all try to go all the way over. Listen to what I'm saying.
Part of it. Go ahead.
No, it's not, because you can't tell today's kids none of this. They look at their parents and go, what are you talking about? Mom, why can't I hang out with Raheem? Give me a good reason. Well, he's black. Well, Mom, that's the dumbest reason I ever heard. Because once again, we're so blended. When Brad tells his parents what Raheem did for him, he's holding on to that. So now you can't corrupt him. The Good Old Boys Network is starting to fall off. They have to pass it down. But now it's becoming even harder for them to do it because we're so blended. We're so blended. Everybody's kids are playing with everybody from all walks of life. There's no basketball team that's all white. There's no basketball team that's all black that I can think of that's mainstream. You see these teams, you see these high school basketball teams on TV. There's white, black, Spanish, Asian. There's all types of races on these teams. So you know for a fact that those kids aren't staying separate once the game is over. They in that locker room go, yeah, man, good shot. Hey, man, I told you, man, I helped you work on your layup. Remember? Yeah, man, you did. That's what they're doing, the camaraderie like that. And that's why sports are so important, because it brings everybody from all walks of life together for a common goal. That's why the parents, when the parents see that kid that's from a different race coming into their house, they cringe. But they know the times are changing. I can keep telling them I don't want him hanging with a black kid, but he's probably not going to listen to me. I'm going to die off before I can corrupt him. Doesn't happen with all, but it's so hard to keep telling these kids that. It's so hard to keep telling white kids why they can't play with a black kid. It's so hard to tell a black kid why they can't hang out with a white kid. It's hard because they're so blended. They listen to the same music. A black kid walking down the hallway listening to Little Uzi Vert, a white kid hears it and goes, oh, that's that new joint? I heard it last week. Now they conversate over it. Now they talking about it. Yo, did you hear this? Yeah. Yo, you know so-and-so coming to town, right? Yo, I'm trying to go to the concert. Me too. Get your ticket. I'll get my ticket. Let's go together. It's hard to keep them apart because there's so many different things that are bringing them together. It's hard to do that now. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's a lot harder now because everybody's being integrated together now. That's why I say we can look at history and say, man, that's messed up what we had to go through. But we can also look at history and say, let's not get back to that. The only way we don't get back to that is if we keep progressing forward. We have to stop being in a victim mentality and keep moving forward. Yes, that happened, but we have a better opportunity to make something better for ourselves now. That's all I'm saying, to constantly keep going. Well, it's because of what they did to us 500 years ago. That's not going to get us moving forward because we're just going to stay in that mind state of, well, we tried, they're just going to knock us down. Well, check this out. Martin Luther King wasn't the first, which means he had to get that from somebody. Somebody had to inspire him to make the journey he made. Now, imagine if he just stopped somewhere along the line and said, you know what? I've been marching through these streets for 10 years. And I don't think they ever going to listen to me. I don't think they ever going to make any changes. So you know what? I'm just going to stop right here and take my ass home. Where would we be right now?
He tried you. They killed him.
No. Because where would we be right now? Because even in his death, our progression came out of it. We got the Civil Rights Bill passed. Now he stopped and went home. Do we get that? That's what I'm saying. They didn't have a victim mentality when he was alive. They just knew that we have to keep going. We can't worry about what's happening. We got to keep going because at the end of this journey, there's something better for us. Even if I'm not there to see it with you, I want to at least be there on the journey. If me taking this journey gets us there or gets us closer to that, I'm willing to sacrifice my life to see y'all make it. And all we're doing is now there's a bunch of us sitting back going, well, every time we try, they do this, or every time we try, they do that. Well, what about when they did X, Y, and Z back in the day? He didn't think that way. And look what he accomplished. So imagine if we stop thinking that way, what we could accomplish. Because when we think that way, we separate ourselves from each other. Because then, like just like right now, you're thinking one way and I'm thinking another. Separation of ideas. Why do that when they're just going to do this? Well, because we should do it because it at least will get us to where we want to be at. Even if we don't get the benefits of the journey, sooner or later, someone will get that. It sucks that we have to go through it the way we have to go through it, but to stop now, it's just shitting on those who came before us, and it's shitting on the future of what we leave behind. That's all I'm saying. We can't keep doing that to ourselves. We keep looking at the past and going, well, every time we try something, yes.
Yeah,
we're
I'm just saying
not
that in a way that we
that.
need to do shit different. Just don't do it the way they did it. Shit.
And once again, that's why I always say the only way I can think of that would be most effective is if we came together. And the reason why I feel that way is because I see everybody else doing it. LGBTQ sticks together. Asian Americans stick together. Latin Americans stick together. Indian Americans stick together. We're the only group that I can think of in America that has a crabs in a barrel mentality. Once one makes it out, instead of passing on the knowledge or at least helping them other ones get up, we just go, well, I'm out. Good luck to y'all. And we run off. Or if we see somebody about to make it, we go, well, he can't make it without us, so pull him back down. What do you mean he about to make it? Well, what about us? Pull him back down. If we can't make it, he can't make it. Crabs in the barrel mentality, man. You got to pass on the knowledge. Hey, I made it out, and this is how I did it. Pass the word to everybody else. Okay, now make it happen for yourself. I gave you the knowledge. I'm going to go live my life. I gave y'all the knowledge on what y'all need to do. Here's a head start. Then you take that knowledge and you apply it. And then you make it out. And then either you help somebody or you pass the knowledge on to that person so that they can get out. And it's a cycle. But we leave each other behind because, well, I'm good. Y'all got to figure it out now. Makes no sense. White CEOs don't leave their kids in the dark about nothing. Hey, listen, this is how I made my money. When it's my time to go, I'm leaving everything in your hands. Follow this blueprint and everything will be fine. You'll be passing this on to your kids someday. That's how they do it. Everybody eats at this table. We're the only ones that say, well, I'm full, but I feel like I should be able to eat a little more. Nah, you full. You good. Pass somebody else some food too. That food might help them get up. They might be a little weak right now, but if you feed them, they'll probably gain the strength to pull themselves up. That's how you got to do it.
Everybody.
That's why. Huh?
So everybody on the stream, they all.
I'm here. I'm here.
There's all walls on the screen.
I know, right?
I'm here. I'm just saying. I had to put my my thing down because I'm having a alcoholic beverage. I know I could do it.
Oh, okay. She's getting nice and saucy right now. But that, I just think that it's time for us to stop following the status quo of our community and at least try something different.
What we going to talk about next time?
I don't know. A lot of these conversations just take a life of their own.
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
They definitely do.
It was like no set topic. We were just ramming.
Right. But like I said when I first started this, I was like, it's funny how I have these conversations with different people from different walks of life, and when you get all of us in one group and start a conversation on one thing, how that one conversation, because of our different walks of life, spreads into different other topics.
It's like a tree. It's like a tree. It's one stump, but got many branches, many leaves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our conversations are definitely different branches. Some branches get out there longer than others, but from those branches will grow new branches. So that's all it's about. So, like, I think in 2 weeks, because I'm about to wrap up because it's almost 6 o'clock, and you know. But I'm trying to get some I'm trying to get a panel full of females one time, just one time. I just want
What we gonna talk about single mothers.
I don't know if y'all want that conversation.
I was going to. I got a lot of comments.
Single parenting.
Y'all gonna hate me. Y'all gonna hate me with that conversation. I think Camden, New Jersey just let me back in.
I got a lot of comments on a couple of streams. Like, it feels like that the show would turn into like a woman bashing show, and I'm like, it's really not. It's just that's how
we just need the women to come in.
So I'm trying to tell women, all of them. I don't care who you are. Like, you could be Jane, Felicia, Akinawea. I don't know. I don't do a lot.
I just come to the understanding.
Any walk of life, I don't really care. I just want you to say something on your perspective. You know what I mean? But I also want you to keep in mind that just because we men, this show tends to speak a lot on statistics, please do not take it personal, because it's a stat. Yeah. This is where most of the problems. Yeah. This is where most of the people say that it's turned into a hate show against women. I'm like, no, we're talking about it's a lot of statistics being thrown at you.
That and there's other people's opinion. You can't knock somebody for their opinion on how they feel about a certain situation, and then it's like when people don't allow you to speak on it, then they be like, oh, you hating or you bashing or anything like that. It's not right. It's not true.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, keep in mind, though,
it's not opinion, it's stats. A lot of our conversation is stats.
I was about to say, your opinions can be wrong. Opinions can be wrong.
Right. Like, the battle's going to happen. I'm hoping that my next show we're going to have it. I can have 10 people over here. So I already got 1, 2, 3. You coming back, right? Yeah. March 4th. So I got 4 already. I don't know. Jen's ever coming back? Because she just.
I just come to the understanding that I believe that nobody wants any Hillarys on this show.
We're not
if you get my meaning. If you get my meaning, I read some comments on one of the videos, and I was like, okay.
So we can't say Karen. We gotta say Hillary.
No.
Since Karen is so meant as a derogatory term, I didn't want to use it. Yeah, I didn't want to use that name, so I said Hillary.
I don't care if it's a Brittany, a Megan.
They're so sensitive.
Boy, were they! Last week they were very sensitive.
Last week was all guys. It was all guys on the panel, though. So
very sensitive too.
So I want to get it to the point where I can even it out. Like, we had 3-on-3 today, but one showed up late. One was muted the whole time. The other one muted themselves and only came in and kind of came in hot. And I'm like, no, we can't be coming in hot. Like, there have to have back and forth. You have to be open-minded. So I'm looking for open-minded individuals to come in on.
I just want to say this. With this platform, anybody who comes on this show, when we are discussing certain topics, I know I can only speak for me. I only speak in general terms because that's how the world works, is by speaking in general. I am never going to do personal attacks on anybody. So when I speak in general. So I think the best thing for people to do when they come on here is to not take like you said, don't take topics personal. Don't internalize everything as a personal thing. I'm speaking on a general term, and I think pretty much everybody does speak in general terms. So I would say that people that come on here, Any subject that comes up, if you fit that topic, then you fit that topic. But nothing is meant to be a personal attack on anybody. So to come in and be like, well, I'm not like that, or I don't do, we're not talking about you personally. It's a general statement. That's one of the biggest things people have to understand when they go on these types of podcasts. Nothing is taken. I don't know anyone personally except the host. I know him. You know what I mean? I don't know everybody. Like half the people that I just reconnected with. So I'm not on a personal level with them. You know what I mean? That's my brother up there. So me and him. We talk, and that's what it is. But it's never nothing I say is ever meant to be taken personally. I'm only speaking in generalities because that's how it works. I can't say all, so I won't ever say all. I might say some. I might use the words majority. You know what I mean? That's how I'll do it. But when I say in general, I don't mean all. So I don't need to keep putting a disclaimer on stuff I say where I feel like I got to always say, hey, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm just talking about a certain number of people. I don't mean all. I mean this. I shouldn't have to constantly keep saying that. I am only speaking in general terms. If you just so happen to meet that general term and you fit that description, then it is what it is. But I am speaking in general. I don't know everyone personally. That's what I wanted to say.
Hey, Doc, where your shirt at?
You already know what time it is. You already know. Good looking on the merch.
And we will have more merch coming out real soon. On that note, hopefully. Wait, I just thought of something. Hey, Ken.
What?
Where your merch at?
Where my merch at?
You've been all off screen this whole time, sideways, looking at people.
Well, earlier she was in a towel.
No, that was a dress because I was cooking.
Oh, okay. It looks like a towel. I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw like the shoulders were down, so I was like, oh, somebody just got out the shower.
It was a dress.
Oh, okay.
Cooking dress. She has a cooking dress.
Oh, she was burning up in the kitchen, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Like to hear that.
Yeah. You want to tell the people about the design, the colors, and what they can do as far as that. I got like something scrolling across the bottom for them to contact you as far as design or whatever.
Whose contact? Mine?
Rock Visions or our Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to tell the people about it?
About my t-shirt.
Talk about the merch.
The merch is just anything pertaining to the 6Gs mainly. So maybe you can explain what they stand for.
Oh no, I'm not explaining.
Oh, okay. Well, anything that has to do with the 6Gs is going to be put on shirts, hoodies, hats, pants, sets, whatever. I do sneakers if anybody wants to go that far. And
that'll be that's all day.
Yeah,
no, we're not advertising. Don't you
throw that up there. Throw that up there real quick. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just throw that up there real quick. You know,
all your business needs and business advice and inquiries. You can contact me.
Got that Drunken Insanity logo up there. Hit me up for all your party needs.
Yep.
You need to find out where the hot spot is. Hit me up.
Oh yeah, that's why I was asking you. I'm wherever club you be working at, I'm gonna come out there and show my ass.
Let me know. Also, special shout out to the shop.
I know
the GLD shop. Special shout out to the GLD gang. So Icy gang, we in the building. Just want to give them special shout out real quick while we keeping the boys so icy.
Still waiting for my charm, but
I'm just saying.
Hey, bro, you got the hookup. I'm waiting for the charm. And I guess that's gonna be a wrap for this week. Next in 2 weeks' time at 4:00. Cammy.
Cinnamon, it was good seeing you. I ain't seen you in a minute. It was good seeing you.
Hey, I was up, bruh.
Yeah. We're gonna have to work on that. I'm gonna send you the link at 3:00 next week.
Yep. Thank you. Because I was
up. I was backstage since 3:00.
Oh yeah, and I was up.
I hit him up. I was like, yo, I'm backstage. He was like, oh, okay. I was in there early, on time.
Right.
I ain't even on time at work, and I was on time on here. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. It's going to be 4:00 from now on because that change in time kind of threw things into a loop. And one of my guests, they threw them off and messed up their schedule, so they couldn't come on. But next, on March 4th, is our next full panel. Tonight, I meant to talk to you, Doc. You know it's tonight, right?
Absolutely.
Are we going to do a thing?
I'm not going to be home for it.
All right, cool. So we're not going to do a thing.
All right. I mean, if you wanna do a recap like tomorrow or something, we could do something like that.
Oh, we can do that. We can definitely do that.
We could do a recap. Yeah.
We'll do a Elimination Chamber recap tomorrow. That has nothing to do with Cammy. She's not involved. That's just a thing.
She's not in the. She's not into it.
But I think Vet is. I don't know if she likes Roman Reigns though, but I know she's in love with his cousin.
Which one? The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Roman who?
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I don't like The Rock.
I'm not talking about you. I was talking about Cinnamon Joy, who's no longer in the room and probably can't hear us. That
The Rock. Man, well, I'm about to get out of here. I'm getting ready for work.
Yeah, get ready for this thing real quick. Let me get myself together so I can
time at the little A to Z company. We gonna holler.
They better enjoy me. Say nah.
Sunday at what? 2:00?
What's this?
Sunday we can do a recap at what time? 4?
Yeah, 4 is good.
4:00 recap for Elimination Chamber for all our wrestling fans out there. 2 weeks we'll have Yvette back. 4:00, March 4th. March 4th, 4:00, Kami.
Okay.
All right.
There she go. Yvette.
Hmm.
We're gonna have a recap on Sunday about the Elimination Chamber. You know, Roman Reigns and all that.
Okay.
If you want to join us, it's up to you. Because she's in love with Roman Reigns' cousin.
What time?
4.
4? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through it tomorrow.
Loves The Rock. So
I'm all out of breath and shit. I went to go get my clothes out the dryer. I know I'm all fat.
Stop it.
So
listen.
I'm not used to carrying around 197, man.
I mean, that's not bad.
Well, you can't really see it
tall,
that much.
So it'll work.
Yeah. Tall.
So for all of us here at the 6G Podcast, EBH1 merch will be in the link in bio. I guess I'll figure out how to do that. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about the show. Get as many people as possible to start liking this. I'm still doing my promotion. We are still at 71. I'm trying to get to that 100th number. Once we get to that 100th number, the 100th person gets $100 from the 6G Podcast. And we're going to get it on. We'll have to send you some merch eventually. 6G Podcast, EBH1. Like and subscribe. And we
out here.
Almost out of here. Wait, I'll play the music. You ready? Here comes the music.
I'm ready.
There you go.
All right, y'all take care.
All right.